Morning, everyone. Are we excited for China? All right, so a few things today. One, we're testing the 2K proper, so hoping the stream holds steady. So we'll keep eyes on that. But I think we tested it yesterday quite thoroughly, I think. So I'm hoping we're in a pretty good situation. Morning, everyone. Morning, Sands. Morning, Shilme. Morning, Lemon. Morning, Herman. Seppu. Musket back from the dead. back from that week-long timeout. Morning, Rover. Morning, Cape. And yeah, China. So let me show you what we're working with today. I can close that. I can close that. I can close that. And I can bring up bracket. And if I press this button, you guys can see the bracket as well, which is good. Morning, Jebsy. Morning, Steve. So, 2 games. Let me zoom this in a bit for you. Okay, so 2 games. We're gonna get, I think it's like maybe 2 games a day. We got this one, the 2 upper bracket semis today, and then I think these are both tomorrow for lower bracket quarters, and we've also got the upper bracket final tomorrow. Yeah, so 3 games on Saturday, and then 3 games on Sunday. And it's very much the same rules as it was in NA and EMEA, where the top 3 teams from the region qualify. So, if you win this first game, you're in. You're in the Esports World Cup. Your seeding still to be decided by these 2 games, and this game, but you're in it. Okay? So, nice and simple. First question I actually have for you. Is it Weibo or Weebu? Weibo or Weebu Gaming for the former Once Again roster? I feel like I've heard it both ways. Weibo? Way. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so Weibo versus Milk Tea, which, if you've not watched China before, if you've not watched China in a while, it's the same shit as always in China. Weibo are just going to smash them, basically. You just call them Spark? Yeah. So yeah, if you're not familiar with this team, this is, of course, the old Team China, the old Hangzhou Spark. Give or take a Mew. But, oh, thank you, Cinnabar.
Good morning, dude.
Morning. Hope you're good. 0 maps lost? Yeah, 0 maps lost. 21-0 they went in the regular season. So, it was Lengtser before Mew. Lengtser is now on, let me remember it, because he seems to have moved. Is now on Rock Esports, who finished 3rd in the regular season. So, a few things to note about the other teams in play is Team CC, Super Rich, Hyoxian. He is off the roster. Unno is in instead. Bilideng has joined the roster from Rock Esports as well. And Insane was on this Team CC roster before. He is now on Milk Tea. Milk Tea is the team we're going to see against Weibo first. And you might recognize a few of these players. Keo, Insane, Eileen. Maybe these other players will be most familiar. Maybe even Rek as well. So that's the team. Milk Tea, very much underdogs to get one of these top 3 spots, but they're the closest out of everyone. I think probably the high spot for this Milk Tea team has to be that DPS line, right? DPS line actually looks really good. Maybe give or take. I don't know how good Eileen still is. I feel like almost the last time I watched Eileen, season 5 or something, season 6. So it's been a while. Then on the lower side of the bracket, if I get back down to that, this is a pretty exciting game, right? These teams have been 2nd and 3rd place, but a long way behind Weibo, but pretty evenly matched. In the regular season, Team CC actually came out on top, which is why they're going to have map pick advantage and stuff going into this second game of the day. But that regular season game, it was a while ago, right? It was a while ago. It was all the way back here. Team CC 1-3-1, but we are talking week 1 of the regular season, May the 24th, right? So almost over a month ago. So plenty of things could have changed in that. Oh, thank you, Albie.
China number 1.
China number 1. Thank you for the prime. In terms of Rock, they've also had a few changes. Let me take you back to the roster. In terms of Rock Esports, a few familiar names you might see. Choi has left. Obviously, he's playing for Vision Esports. Here's the train. He's playing for Vision Esports over in Face It Masters in EMEA. to replace him, they brought in Taejong from Vision Esports. So a nice little trade as Taejong comes into this. And also, maybe the big news, Jinmu is back. Jinmu is here alongside Lengsa and Chu. Chu is Molly. You might be more familiar with him by that moniker. But Rock Esports and Team CC expecting that to actually be a very good game here. I'd still give the edge to Team CC, but I think that second game of the day is going to be a really fun one to watch, actually. To be fair, I feel like both teams have probably gotten better. I think Team CC, I really looked at Super Rich as the weak link in this team. So seeing them swap this out for Unknown, I don't know too much about Unknown, but I think especially once we got off Lucio Heroes, Super Rich ended up being a real liability for Team CC. So I think they've done what a lot of teams have done between Stage 1 and Stage 2 and replaced their weakest link. I also think Billeding is probably one of the most promising players in China in terms of like new generation, like post Overwatch League. I think he had a really disappointing Stage 1. He was on Rock Esports at the time, he didn't get that much play time, and he didn't look that good. But I'm hoping he looks more of a real deal here in playoffs for Team CC. So quite excited for Team CC roster. On the Rock Esports side, not huge changes. I think Taejong for Choi is minimal change. I think the fact that they've added Jinmu though gives them like a pretty complete looking DPS lineup depending on which two they choose to run. So I think Rock Esports and Team CC both moved in the like the upwards direction. So yeah, 2 games today. First game might just be a blowout, but second game hoping for some fireworks. All right, hopefully you guys can see the stream. And we're streaming from Billy as well, which means we should in theory have slightly better quality as well, which means the 2K experiment will get a thorough and worthy test today, in theory. So hopefully if I check my YouTube, 1440 is available, and then hopefully if anyone here is watching on Twitch, it's only in beta right now on Twitch, but hopefully a few of you can go up to the 2K option if your browser is kind enough to let you. I think for a few people some people might have an option that says 2K is not available, not supported by this browser. I think there's an option, what was it called? There's an option in your browser sometimes that I think someone found yesterday about like turn on hardware acceleration, I think it is. I think if you turn on hardware acceleration, if your browser isn't letting you do it, turning on hardware acceleration might fix that for you. And allow you to see what I really look like. You also need to turn it on to see a higher frame rate video. So like 60 FPS you mean as well? Or even higher than that. But yeah, Uncoachable was good. Yeah, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you might have watched Uncoachable already. Our return from our, what would you call it? Our hiatus, I guess. Unintentional hiatus. But we're back. We recorded an episode with Psycho earlier in the week. And that will be coming out after this stream. So depending how long the games go on for, that'll be coming out on YouTube and Spotify. So I thought it was a pretty good episode. Sort of, right back into it, Hit the ground running. Morning, Luigi. Didn't you do one after China? I don't think we did. When I checked it on the thing, like on the YouTube thing, I think it was something outrageous, like the 30th of April or something was our last episode. I also just might have lied. Wouldn't be the first time we spread misinformation. Oh, is this the right one? Ooh. Playlists, no podcasts, Uncoachable videos. Yeah, with Kuffa. Yeah, did I just lie? That says 25th of April. Oh, maybe we did do one. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Maybe it was after stage 1. Maybe I credited Chris with too many wins then. Maybe Chris's win should have been 4 instead of 6. Classic Chris getting away with it again. Just need to spread misinformation for love of the game. Obviously, of course, for everyone, it's worth noting today's games are going to be on Stadium, as we all know as well.
点对点到位，同时他的伤害还高。这种情况之下，其实我看现在最新的一些 C 位选手的直播下来，我感觉很明显的就是裂空去切脆皮，一般是2梭子再加1个平 A， 但现在基本上2梭子是可以干掉的。如果说你瞄头瞄得好，你跟枪跟得好，你可能也就1梭子的事情了。
You'd pick Levy as a great Genji build. I think Hunter sold his story a bit too well. Yeah, well, and this is gonna shock people. Oh, sorry. Before I get to that, Gugaton says 2K is working on YouTube end. Perfect. Will you upload VODs in 2K as well? Yeah, I'm recording in the same. If I'm not mistaken, I am recording in the same quality, which means where am I going? Recording. Yeah, so I've not checked. We'll find out after I record this first VOD, but it should mean the VODs are also in 2K as well. What was I saying? Yeah, so, and this, I think this is going to shock people, because when that, I mean, it was, if anyone watched the Stadium show match yesterday when me and Hunter and Chris were on, it was a very throwaway story, but, and I don't know, this might be the first time this has ever happened, but then social media got a hold of it, and then blew it out of proportion. I think that's the first time that's ever happened, so I was pretty shocked to see Twitter getting carried away with themselves, calling for devs' jobs and all of that. So, yeah, so I'll give you the TLDR for anyone who is out of the loop. I don't even know where the clip is. But basically, yesterday, Hunter talked about, there was a point, I don't know exactly when it was, but there was a point where the devs, or like Blizzard / Overwatch / whatever, asked if there'd be any interest in having like a pro stadium mode or circuit or tournaments and stuff like this. They asked for partner teams and they kind of just went, no. So, it was kind of just that, you know? Was it a good idea? Was it a great idea? Probably not, right? Not a great idea. But also, just someone had a bad idea and everyone said, I think it's a bad idea, and then nothing happened. Yeah. Because in reality, I think, you know, you kind of want, you know, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, you want them to be willing to experiment, right? Like when did Overwatch come out? Was it 2016, maybe? Maybe it was in beta in 2016. But you want them to be willing to try things. This probably isn't the shout, right? This isn't the shout. But yeah, doesn't hurt to ask. That's a good mantra for it. But obviously, people, I think it was more on Twitter. If I had to, you know, Twitter seemed to really lose their mind, because I saw the Reddit threads as well. I saw the Reddit threads. And I actually thought, where is it? This one. Here we go. I actually thought most of this Reddit thread was pretty reasonable, right? Whoa. Thank you, Benji. Welcome back. Thank you for the Prime. Congratulations on the 12 months. Yeah, like, I think this one, maybe, like, Spider-Pan for talking about, it's a bit of a nothing burger. Don't really care if Blizzard was asking, you know? Like, yeah, exactly. Like, a lot of just, like, well, what's the problem if they ask, you know? Good idea, bad idea. Maybe it's not the greatest idea. Whereas on Twitter, it felt like a lot of people on Twitter took this one snippet of, like, a half story and then tried to reverse engineer all of Blizzard's decision-making, their internal conversations, their internal plans, and all of this from this one tiny thing of like, yeah, they're trying to kill the game, blah, 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 you know? I'm not falling for their bait, I'm just explaining it, you know? Because it feels like there is a portion of the community that is overreacting. I actually thought, you know, sometimes Reddit is very much guilty of the same, but I thought on this occasion, Reddit was actually pretty reasonable. Like, some people still flaming, etc., blah, 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 but, you know, all of that. A few people sort of maybe echoing what the partner team said as well, of like, oh, I wouldn't want this at all, you know? Which is fair enough. Hey, Paseka. You know, one comment that did make me laugh, right? Because also, if you didn't see, Bailey, who is the Overwatch esports lead for, well, of the Overwatch esports team. She tweeted as well in response to Crix putting out the clip. Now it was actually about making a new GOATS only OWCS, which think probably gives you an indicator of how serious it is. So even Blizzard are taking the piss here at the moment. But there was one comment. There was one comment in this thread as I was trying to, just gauge community reaction. I was trying to gauge community reaction. And there was one comment that made it about Hunter and me a little bit, which Hyper Mega Muffin knows the comment I've seen already. So, okay, very much echoing a lot of the first thread here in terms of, maybe it's good for like some show matches or some extra ones, but don't want to replace it, blah blah blah. People have overreacted on Twitter, all of this, so all quite reasonable from Reddit. Then there was one user, where is it? I think their name was Boo. Wait, have I gone past it? All right, so let me quieten down China for a second. Sorry, China. So, A55 Master, the tweets about the devs considering them the main Govo do recall blowing things out of proportion. Yep, all quite reasonable, all on the same page in terms of all of that. Minezo Rush. Yeah, so just normal. I think it's loot boxes today, and then we'll have OWCS drops for Saturday. So then Boo says, I can 100% see Hunter intentionally adding the lie about them asking if Stadium should replace regular Overwatch and OWCS just to shit on the devs. People like Hunter and Commander X, that's me, many other esports focused community members have a habit of trying to make themselves out to be geniuses, important and elite in the eyes of their regular viewers, while also trying to make the dev/esports team look stupid and incompetent at every opportunity they can. And I mean, to be fair, you guys all kind of see me as an elite genius, right? Like, I think I've done a pretty good job selling myself as an elite genius. So, I mean, they have cottoned on to my game here of trying to portray myself as the smartest man in the world. So I'm glad they picked up on that. A very stable genius. I'll take it. Yeah. And, I mean, obviously, because I feel like, and this happens on all social media, right? I'm sure every content creator, every streamer, anyone who has any sort of public presence has the nature of some of their views or some of the things they say getting taken in like bad faith or exaggerated or anything like this. But a genuine question, have we on Uncoachable, do we ever really talk about the devs? Or do we talk about, we talk about the meta a lot in terms of what's meta and what's strong and all of that. But I don't remember us ever taking a shot at the devs, really, you know? Like, the closest we come is maybe to complain about patch timing, you know? Wouldn't it be nice if a patch was, patches didn't come mid-tournament and stuff like this, but literally doesn't come up. I don't remember, but yeah, every segment. So this is a classic case. You'll see this a lot where someone, they probably just don't like us, right? Fair enough. If you don't like the content, you don't like the content. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch the co-streams. You don't have to watch Uncoachable. If you don't like the content, perfectly reasonable. There's lots of people in the world, and you can't like all of them. But if you don't like us, maybe you just think we're annoying, or ugly, or elitist. Just hate us for being ugly and annoying, you know? You don't have to make up reasons to hate us. You can just dislike us. You don't need to add all this fluff, or bold, exactly, yeah? Just make it about my appearance. But, you know, obviously, as a genius, I can see these things, and maybe Boo isn't a genius and isn't able to see all these things. So, that one was a good one. That one made me laugh. Never hate you for being bold. Don't let's have to stick together. Yeah. Thank you, Benji. When's the game starting? Any second now. Oh, we got S7 TV. Should I have started the predictions? Is this a North Lion emote? Fuck, I should have started the predictions. Guys, I know I haven't started the predictions yet, but rest assured, I'm a genius. All right, everyone keep that in mind. Who will win map 1? There's Weibo versus Milk Tea. All right, this is going to be a 1-minute prediction, right? So get them in fast if you want to predict, and then we can jump right back into the action. I'm going to lose my mind if you can't. You can bet right now. You can bet right now. All right, let's. All right, maybe that's okay game volume wise. Let's test that and see how we go. By the morning sun. Also, we should all bear in mind, this is our first look. This is our first look at the new patch. And it looks a little bit similar, if I'm being honest. It's Bap, Lucio, it's Orisa, it's Cass. Sombra in the mix as well. Obviously, Tracer being banned, so interesting to see them go Sombra rather than a Genji or something like that. Often complements these compositions quite well. But no surprise on who's won the first fight. Weibo. Weibo right in there. No real ults to speak of either. It was such a quick first fight. Shy has taken an early high ground position, but he's actually going to drop off that now. Allow Milk Tea to come forward a little bit. Gushue going to be holding this choke, just trying to pocket them through. Insane's trying to come through the flank, but they found him. Gushue goes over to overload that side. They crush that now. It was like a classic side fight, but typically the Sombra's not very good in a side fight compared to a Tracer or a Genji or something like this. So if the Sombra gets caught and has to translocate in an awkward position like we just saw from Insane, it can be a quick demise. Was a lamp forced out there as well, as again Milk Tea are going to attempt the retake. They do have window, as does Monk, but look at the Gushue's ult charge. Such a quicker terror surge here. Gushue can go through if he wants. He's considering it, but chooses not to. Both teams deep-peek the window here, but now Gushue can keep holding this choke. Still has his Sombra behind, actually, and Meng combines with Insane for that one. Bit of space to work with. They jump out onto Monk as well. No chance to use these ultimates, and Weibo, they miss their timing. Gushue is now stuck behind here. He's going to get taken down sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. Orisa does have a lot of survivability and a Mega there to play on. But Milk Tea get themselves a retake, and the ult situation looks quite reasonable. Check out the beat charge as well. Z is actually... Is it Z or is it just 7? I'm going to guess it's Z rather than like a Roman numeral. Actually, that would be 12 as well, actually, wouldn't it? Sorry, not 7. Is it 12 then? 12 people confirming 12. All right, we'll stick with 12. I feel like, was there a player who used to just be called 12 as well? Anyway, I'm ignoring the fight. Meng's just dropped the Terror Surge, a choke, and he's got 2 kills. And all of a sudden, Weibo are finding themselves very much on the back foot. It's pronounced C. Okay, Zis, I'm taking you. C? Okay, I can do that. 12 is a different Chinese player. Ah, okay. Check it, I wasn't low on a rename or missing out on a rename or something. Alright, and all of a sudden, Weibo in a bit of trouble. Here's the early EMP straight onto the Baptiste. Misses the virus throw, and Mew gets that kill. They're still pushing forward here. Milk Tea, a lamp to commit, but a beat comes out right now from Mew. Big trouble. C is going to get a later beat, though, and Einen's going to clean up 1.5 kills off the back of that. Trying to catch Felucio on the way out. I don't think they can get Mew, but they've lost this ult trade. And now Milk Tea coming back on the Symmetra, just try and get back there fast. Obviously, Symmetra is something we've seen a lot, especially in EMEA, but in all regions, really. Weibo have the DPS ult advantage here. And they even have a quicker window as well, so they can window or hide to retake some space. EMP, potentially, to get themselves out of a choke as well. Leave looking for his options. Close up now. Only a tank to look at. They window for a bit of space. Look for the Lucio. Leave doesn't miss his virus. Hiding in the back from Eileen, but there's a lamp and there's cover. Everyone from Weibo is DPing this right now. Can't find anything. Hacked up as well by this Sombra. Trying to TP into a more meaningful position, but stuck fighting at mid-range, which is not where the Symmetra wants to be. Another TP, but should be an easy kill now for Gushue on that. And they do claim the retake retake. Milk Tea, they only need one more. And Weibo did use 3 ults for that retake in exchange for that high noon. Milk Tea coming back, Terror Surge. Meng's Terror Surge was big last time. 2 immediate kills. If they can find for value, they'll be in a good spot. But look at Weibo exploiting this team, exploiting getting very onto the high ground here. Guxue's done the rollout the long way round. And this means he can drop onto them. This is going to be such a treacherous cross for Milk Tea. They're going to use the TP to cheat it though. They're going to flip out to point. And now it's Weibo who have to push into this Terror Surge. Eyes on Meng to connect this one. He is holding the choke by himself right now. Bit of pressure coming through. He's going to boop him back, but not for long. He's in. They lamp to it. Terror Surge to pull him in further. Damage, but no kills. They're so low on Weibo. Push, Milk Tea, push. They're vulnerable now, but Weibo, they're weathering the storm. They're stabilizing. They're pushing back in. Shy has found a pick. A window from Keo can't quite finish the job. A TP from Insane can't find anything. But see, he's killed Leave. They're not out of it yet. Thank you, no idea. Pushing forward, Insane is low. Shy is trying to make it work. They've lost Meng on point. Boop in here. Shy is going to get lamped. And somehow, some way, Weibo are pulling back in. Simwall comes out, but it won't stop the Terror Surge damage. And Weibo, they get up to their next wave of ultimates quicker, and they clutch out round 1. Unfortunately, nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened, and Weibo continue to win. But it feels like we're at least in touching distance, you know? We're in touching distance. If anything, actually, I can't believe they didn't get kills after that Terror Surge. I know they had to use Lamp and everything to keep Meng in it, but I can't believe they weren't more aggressive in that turn, in that timing. They have the Sim TP and everything as well. We'll go straight into the next round now. Obviously, a lot more verticality here as we move on to Lighthouse, and you don't need to tell Weibo about that. Anna, Brig, Winston, Venture from Leave. Obviously, Venture, one of the big beneficiaries of the buff here. Early high ground here for Shy on the Freya. Remember, hit scan is often quite tricky on Lighthouse and Well, but Freya really suits the map very well. And you can see Shy just camping this high ground now, making it hard. Milk Tea are playing the Hazard Kiri Lucio competition, so aggression is kind of the name of the game for Milk Tea. They want to overload this Anna Brig. If Monk is allowed to just play on this high ground for free, thank you, Khan, for the 16 months. But if he can just play here for free, he's in big trouble. You see Meng trying to make something work there, but Guxue with the counter jump. This is actually so Guxue, or even this entire team playing dive core, where Guxue just plays the conservative role, just chooses to back jump, bubble defensively, zone out the enemy team, and you can see it paying DVDs right now. As Weibo will absorb that initial aggression, kill everyone, flip the point. Milk Tea can also force point quite a lot. You know, they can bully the Winston out of this positioning with the Freya damage, especially with the Hazard damage as well. But the problem is that does free up Monk a little bit, so they kind of need to do a little bit of both. They can force point initially, but they need to find a way to get onto Monk at a certain point. Monk's going to have the first ult of this round as well, so keep their eyes on that. Expect it. Could go Guxue's direction, of course, but before any of that happens, Leave is just going to find this opening pick on Insane, which means Milk Tea have to reset. This means Monk is definitely going to have this nano by the time the next fight comes around. They've got the bowler as well. And right now, just having a hard time getting into position. Thank you, Sans Hope, for the prime as well. Welcome back. Guxue's going to go for the drop in. Jumps out though. Just a bit of damage, and that's going to confirm the nano charge as well. Next bubble timing for Guxue is their option to go aggressive. There are defensive nano opportunities for Monk as well. And some of it will depend on how quickly Milk Tea go. If Milk Tea are very aggressive, defensive nano. But they're taking their time, so it's an aggressive one. See? Gets around the corner though. And Guxue, is he coming up blank with this nano? He is. Nothing for Guxue here. Milk Tea kite that one out, and now they have some ults to start forcing the objective with. They're going to go onto Guxue again, force him back. They have to worry about this Freya up top. Bowler's going to come out onto Meng as well. Lots of damage onto C as well. They're also low. C goes for B. Mew hits the Ajax just with the left click. Primal over the top as well. And just as they got all their ults to start throwing at point, C is going to drop a map 1 Ajax to put an end to that push quickly. Weibo did still use a decent amount of ults, you know, the nano, the bowler and all of that, and the primal. But they have the rally and they have a tectonic shock to fight on point here. Milk Tea have the ult advantage, but it's getting to point that has been the problem for them.
开，现在就从小房间埋伏一下，攻击一下前点。
Seal it.
哎
All right.
是先占了一下灯塔高台。
对，有
Men gonna drop onto the point now. Water force for Freyway. Here's the tectonic shock. Look at that damage! He's absolutely one-shot Meng. The Kitsune Rush comes out, but it's meaningless. It can't save Meng. The EMP is available now. Insane. Last chance to clutch, but there's only 2 of them. Can't even get the EMP off. And the rally finishes the job from you. Weibo
是的，这张图
in
没
control.
开出来 ，Insane 的 EMP 没开出来，
对
新的营帐又被打断了。
对 ，K8 的灵狐最后来的晚了一点，而且也没有进到点内。
是的，灵狐还开的。
Least obvious Ajax. I mean, you can feel it coming, right? When he goes down to half HP, Shy is above him on Freya. You can just feel it.
方面还是自己这边后排的规避方面，其实做的都是非常好。
他主要他看
Oh, yeah, for asking in YouTube chat, Vidal, is it actually Eileen? Yeah, actually Eileen. Meng is a Meng as well, if I'm not mistaken, too. So, we've got a few familiar faces here. Did we YOLO off the map during that Ajax? Maybe. I'm watching through VLC now, so I don't have a rewind option. Wait, I can maybe... Wait, I can be my own rewind. Hold on. Guys, I'm a fucking genius. Wait, I can just go to my channel, can't I?
也是给大家看到这个，如果裂空被ban了，大家都知道这个版本裂空非常厉害，但是裂空被ban了的话，还是会有一些替换的方案的，比如说这张图的黑影和碳气。
那碳气
See, I'm so smart. It's all coming together. Yeah, because Mew gets the Ajax, and then I'm busy losing my mind off that. All right, so keep our eyes on Mew. Mew's on the high ground right now. Damage. Mew's up here right now, if you can see him. Gets the Ajax. And then where does he go? What happens? He just bashes forward off the map? I mean, I guess he was excited about getting the Ajax as well. Shield bash to finish the kill. Yeah, you just can't quite see it. But when Shy looks up here, where's my brig gone? I swear I had a brig up here. I swear I had a brig. Obviously, the Ajax is a wins the game anyway. But yeah, you see the legs. Wait, I can see it. Hold on, let me. Whoa.
不太适合机动坦去跳的那些地图，在我们地图当中其实不是特别的多，但是比较常见的像是皇家赛道这样的地图也会有很多路去选择。那尤其是像现在卢锡奥还没有被ban嘛，那如果说在长途里面卢锡奥这个提速位置被ban的话，其实对于机动队来说还是
I'm watching a replay of us watching the replay now. You can see double cursor.
是的，毕竟第一张图其实双方ban的这个英雄啊。
Oh, yeah. Let me just go back to the original one.
重不重要呢？
Yeah.
WT 这边ban的裂空，这是绝对是版本大热的英雄。而 WBC 第一张图ban的可能大家都忘了， ban的是破坏球啊。那破坏球的话，确实是蒙神的这个代表英雄。那蒙的话，破坏球比较好用的英雄，可能比如说像斯巴达萨，有可能去考虑一下。
对，那还是要看一下奶茶这边会做什么样的选择。当然，像我刚刚说的，选一个距离比较长的图。
Am I just blind? It's possible.
可以的。那这样的话，还是把节奏稍微控下来。这个版本我觉得很重要的一个点，就是要去通过 BP 断对面的提速。那虽然我们都说
，Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you just see like just the start of a bash.
不太可能的。但是如果能稍微限制
，Yeah. I guess he was like he saw the Ajax and didn't realize he was so low, so he's just like, wow, I'm going.
非常的强。对，他其实很多时候他不见得是那种一直要进攻，像刚才他那个防守打的也很好，是他很擅长于比如说我控了点以后如何扩大这个占点比的优势，我控了车以后如何把车子推得更远，这是 WBG 非常擅长的东西。对的。那不知道是不是会回到
Yeah, I guess he was worried he wouldn't get the kill.
打这种平面阵地也许会占点优势，我觉得可能对 MilkT 来言就2个思路吧，哎，3个思路，一个是破坏球算一个，对吧？对，用绝活。一个是打刚才这种阵地，可能差距比较小；还有一个思路是有没有什么出奇制胜？
奇招吗？
奇招，
还有锦囊妙计。
这说实话，打 WBG 好像有什么技能，LG 好像都没什么
对，
用。
确实这个备战的方向重心应该感觉还是往之后的比赛去着重考虑一下。那我们在之前比赛里其实也看到瑞克有上场过，那虽然当时那样队伍上场之后，毕竟
Honestly, not the most straightforward, but
生命之梭的组合
how often do we see it, right, where there is some kind of very close opening round on a COF or something like this, and then it doesn't translate into actual success. So there is a worry now that you know we turn into a blowout here.
我都不知道怎么玩的，啊，好像还赢了啊。
对
But we'll wait and see. Milksy, they've shown signs of life. If anything, I know they banned Tracer in that one, but actually, I feel like Insane's best hero probably is Tracer as well. So I'm excited to get our I'm excited to get our first look at the buff Tracer again in like a proper match. Expectation is though, Tracer was pretty reasonable before the patch, and now she's probably going to be probably almost must pick in a lot of situations.
感觉没有加强的话还是很难啊，因为之前皇家赛道用到天使，纯是因为有一些。
Back for a nice save, Overwatch. Any need for stadium info today? Yeah. After China's success yesterday, they've changed the entire. They're just going to play stadium now.
水准没有那么高的情况下，想给增伤，好像也真就是天使了。
对，就保一个枪位去打。
Ooh.
那现在这个版本当中，来看一下
Yeah, let me do the Preds before I forget.
情况。其实，在治疗量和伤害量上差距没有特别大。
但那这个就是集火的问题了。那大家既然治疗和伤害都差不多
，no Queen yet, but it was only Ilios, so.
打到一个点上，对，就死人。
我记得在
There's time yet, but my suspicion in terms of Queen is the matchup into Orisa is really hard. Really hard for the Queen, and the matchup into Ram is like kind of 50-50. So I don't know if we actually see Queen come in any meaningful way. Maybe like if there's a Orisa ban or something, there's more scope for it. Maybe like that would be the situation I'd expect it, like an Orisa ban. But I don't expect us to see like a lot of Queen or a significant amount of it.
你规避掉了伤害以后，辅助的压力小了。我们知道辅助位不是奶位啊。对。当辅助压力小的时候，辅助就有很多的空间去做其他事情，像安娜的点人、屋子的标人、巴蒂斯的点人之类这些东西。那坦克如何在既规避了伤害的情况下，又还能卡住对手的位置，卡住关键的这种地形，这就是一个坦克很难的点了。
对，我觉得尤其现在来到这个版本之后，对于辅助位来说，如果坦克位是不太会去做规避站中间的话，其实
Whoa, no way！
奇招吗？
直布罗陀这张图是蛮经典的一个问题。
Milk Tea wanna go play Gibraltar against Weibo？
对，有过几次也是。
Okay。Fuck it。
主要原因是这样，纯推车图有3张。
Why not？
皇家赛道、多拉多和直布罗陀，那其中皇家赛道嘛是打那种对 A 的，直布罗陀和多拉多都是安纳文斯特的队，所以说大家打多拉多多一点。
A classic second ban gap here. Milk Tea banned the Brig to enable a Diva, but Weibo are gonna ban the Diva.
而且 Diva 这个点其实出来之后就很明确了。
就是温斯顿嘛。
对，那小锤这个点的话，在这张图当中，对于后排的这个安娜小锤这个阵容的破坏，其实
It was a bold choice by Milk Tea.
主要这个搬了小锤之后，再
Wait, surely they didn't want to play Mengon.
公式化
Were they gonna play Mengon Diva?
非常非常怕他。对。
I feel like that doesn't make any sense either. Thank you, Unbound.
好，我们先来看一下防守方 Milk Tea 的阵容。
Why would they ban Brig?
后排线上是卢锡奥加上
Why wouldn't they ban? They should have banned Anna, played Kiri Lucio, and they could just play Hazard Kiri Lucio into the Winston Kiri Lucio or something.
孤血的绝对强图啊，安娜温斯顿绝对强图，那肯定是有一点奇招。
哎，而且说实话，现在奶茶这个阵容反倒是 Weibo Gaming 在之前非常喜欢去使用那套阵容。
哎，而且这个阵容在直布罗陀其实。 如果大家只看国服赛区的话，蛮少见的。但是如果看韩国赛区的话，还挺多的。
对的，很标准。
To be fair, this matchup that we see in our screens right now, this was the matchup I think if I'm Milk Tea I was hoping to get, you know? So maybe it's all sort of works out. The players are doing the drafts as the coaches casting at the moment, is that true? Alright, anyway, let me lock in. Because I actually think that where we've ended up in is good for Milk Tea. The Hazard into the Winston Kiri Lucio, quite reasonable. This is one of the better maps for Winston into Hazard. but still difficult for the Winston player. But not difficult at all for Leave, who is absolutely shredding on the damage buff Tracer right now. 2 opening picks, and Weibo are making quick and easy progress as a result. High ground for Gucci in the setup. They're actually playing Anakiri with this as well. Obviously, the nature of Weibo getting to ban Diva as well is they can play a greedier backline if they want as well. I don't think it's Mew's strongest, but it is more open with the hero bans in play. I think Menga's going to take a lot of damage from this Freya as the payload is getting forced. Gucci's going to control the high ground. Soft bubble there, but Insane's got behind and killed the Ana. This is one thing that will happen, I think, as well. Even with these greedier backlines, there might be no Diva, but can the Tracer just delete the backline? I mean, Leave is just deleting everyone right now, but we also saw Insane able to make an individual play there and just kill Monk. So it feels like it might be a bad patch to be a support. They didn't touch, and it still falls off anyway, but felt like they were losing that fight. Now, DPS ult's available for Weibo. Nano and everything not quite up. Eyes, trying to get eyes on Monk's position right now. Looks like, yeah, he is on the high ground as well. Chance for a nade. Pulse bomb comes out. Leave is behind. Can't finish the kill, though. Monk doesn't quite have the nano, but he will have it in time for Gucci's next bubble. Kitsune Rush push in the meantime, though, so Weibo, they have to survive first. Tracer pressure onto this Freya. Insane wants to push it. Delete Shy out of that one. Nano has come out on the point as well. Monk's got the got it onto Gucci here. They're trading kills. Trades, in theory, should favour defenders, but a late sleep onto Eileen. He's in all sorts of trouble. More pressure coming in. Insane, though. He's fighting out Leave, but there's a Suzu, and Mew arrives. Jumps in front of him, and now the touch. Trades are good for the defenders, but the payload had moved too much by the time that comes in. Even when they drop the Kitsune Rush here, Milk Tea, the payload was still moving forward somehow. And that's a 5.5 minute time bank. And oh, Leave is looking for it. It's a good time to be a Tracer player, no? Milk Tea now have the beat available, and really for Milk Tea, they want to take this Ana, what should be a squishier, more killable backline in the Anakiri out of the game, and ults like the Kitsune Rush and the Beat are the best ults with which to do it here. You see they're leaping forward right now. Beat's going to come through over the top from C. Pressure onto this Ana, defensive Suzu, but the wall off is good, and Meng is going to delete that backline. And you can see the difficulty. Mew even tried to drop the Kitsune Rush defensively. It's allowed on one trade, but not a lot more. But actually, Gucci wants to go for more. He's dropped the Primal. Can he turn any kills? Insane is low. He gets one. Eyes now, but Kyo should have TP out of this. Juggles him away, actually. Wait, juggles him away. Does he have the TP? Oh, he just about gets it. Meng peeks him back, but no, Leave catches him on the way out. Disaster right now, and Milk Tea are going to lose this fight in the long run here if they're not careful. Need to avoid any staggers. Meng with an important trade. Shy has come back on Sombra as well during all of this. Now diving in, forcing Shy to TP back. Sleep onto Meng now as well, but can they burst him down here? No, looks like Meng will survive. He's got the downpour now. Eileen has come back on Torb now. Lots of pressure onto Gushway. Torb does do damage. Downpour comes out, avoided by everyone though, but they still have that opening pick and they can take a few steps forward here. Milk Tea stabilize. Problem for Milk Tea, that was minute 1 of a 5-minute assault that is coming from Weibo. And Weibo are making more swaps. Gushway has gone Mauga. It's a Lucio and a Mauga Tracer Sombra. It's unorthodox. But they're going to one-shot Eileen. The Torb, the vulnerable target. Insane is looking for a trade. Trades can bail them out of this if they can find it. Pulse Ball is available as well. Backstomp from Gushway. Going to get deleted by all that Kitsune Rush damage, though. And they found the kills they need to stabilize again. Alright, we're now a minute and a half through the Weibo assault. Elite knowledge, thank you everyone. Nano available now for Monk. Again, Lucio Ana suffers the same problems as Lucio Kiri, still quite vulnerable. Gushway's going to start by touching point. Meng now over onto the Winston instead. They've nearly got C's beat ready to push with as well. And they probably actually want to move quicker rather than later. Lever's going to burn his recall for that. And Nano comes in trying to defensively deal with this beat. Pressure onto the Winston. Meng has to leave. Gushway now trying to protect everyone, but they can't save Meng. The hammer is coming out. Eileen, Torb does do damage not only with his gun, but with the bloody hammer as well. He's trying to walk onto him there, but Gushway won't go down. Gushway stabilizes around his team. Monk has come back on Kitsune Rush. Oh, on Kiriko as well, rather. And now Weibo are pushing forward. EMP and Beat really nearly ready to go. Mega's going to mirror it, but here's the EMP. Oh, it's a bad EMP, maybe. They do at least kill Insane, but now the Beat comes back out from C. They can... Oh, sorry, from Mew, rather. A lot more trouble, actually, for Milk Tea. Stomp comes through as well. Lucio is isolated. No one left to touch. And the ults are just too much in the end. EMP wasn't that great. but the beat gets the job done. What was Eileen up to?
C 段最后这一段，其实有一段时间换出了温斯顿，那段其实交完音仗之后效果不是很好，有换头只能稍微。
I mean, ultimately, it was a 3-minute hold on third point. Once we got into a little bit of a hero roulette in terms of the swaps and the picks back and forth.
如果自己队的裂空不强的话，那真的要遭重了，因为你半夜。
So the Spark scorer still dominated the region.
这就是裂空放出来之后现在版本的一个节奏啊。
I mean, as far as all things go, you know, we're gonna see playoffs in North American EMEA later this on Saturday and Sunday as well, and the order of those teams are gonna finish in, I think, is very much up for grabs. Over in China, Weibo are unbelievably big favourites to take first place. They didn't drop a map in regular season. Really doesn't feel like they're about to drop a map in this upper bracket. And remember, if they win this game, this is their Esports World Cup secured. Obviously, they're gonna want the first seed, right? They're not messing about, but they get the very minimum they qualify.
对的，后半线这套巴蒂斯特维生力场可以给到很多一个防止爆发的资源。
大家看到，在这个图，在安娜和温斯顿都没有被ban的情况下，无论是 Milk Tea 还是 WBG 都没有选择在防守方用安娜温斯顿啊。是的，就多少有点被动，面对那个学校的那个逼近会有点危险。
Different approach now. Weibo are going to be starting on a Bap Lucio hazard here. So a pretty uncommon comp, I think, for Gibraltar. We can all agree. Milksy going to take the hazard mirror though, but Gooshway's look pretty reasonable on this hero as well, so I don't think Weibo are really being put into a state of discomfort. It's a spawn hold, and they've lost their Kiriko immediately, and they are going to go right back into spawn here. Weibo. Literally at the spawn doors here. Gooshway's going to play the high ground above the spawn. They're going to come and try and clear him right now, but they've just... With Gooshway playing such an aggressive position, what it creates for Monk and Shy is this balcony behind them just becomes a shooting gallery. Gooshway here doesn't necessarily need to commit too hard, but he can just buy a bit of time and space. Meng is going to try and respond and clear this high ground. Flash one comes out, cancels the block a little bit, but Leave is up here just to make sure they remain in control of that high ground. Wall from Gooshway there, makes Meng's exit a little bit longer, catches him off as well. Meng won't make it out. They get some kills on the low ground too, but they did at least trade Shy. So trades will get Milk Tea out of their spawn eventually. But Weibo right now don't seem to show any signs of conceding too much space. Thank you, Boundless Bread, for the tier 1 as well.
Watching this from work like an old construction worker listening to football.
I appreciate that. Alright, Mug nearly has a window ready to go, and they do back up to the next high ground. Gooshway's going to take over control of the bridge. Gooshway dropping a wall, harassing the choke. You see him and Leave are trying to keep the Milk Tea team on the back foot, stop that cart rolling around the corner, because once it gets underneath, it gets a lot harder for the defenders team to control. So we're going to stick in this high ground. Insane has a pulse bomb. Jump in as well from Eileen on the Genji. Pressure now. Lamp comes out to save Shy. He's trying to high noon through all of it. Gooshway's found a kill and Shy lives. The pocket is good. Gooshway's going to kill all the people who try and jump onto Shy. And the hold is good. And I think Weibo might be going back to spawn after they kill this Tracer. So in theory, this version of the comp, thank you Frienday23. Thank you for the tier 1. So with a Tracer Genji, you are an aggressive composition. You want to kill this Cass, you want to kill this Baptiste, but right now, Gooshway's just keeping on the back foot. He forces a deflect for downpour forces for Suzu. No kills, no one locked up. Pulse bomb now is missed from Leave. Alright, they're going to Kitsune rush on the low ground, try and chase down Shy. Pulse bomb out as well. The beat is good though from Mew and C to keep him alive. The downpour comes out, but Meng, he can't confirm the kill. Shy will die eventually. Now the boop off. Gooshway leaps back onto the point. The Tracer's still coming through. Leave is causing damage in the backline while these hazards battle it out. They're still on the back foot. Gooshway's going to try and live. Leave is still alive. A wall to help Leave with that battle with the Lucio. Leave hasn't got a kill, but he has survived right now. 1 HP behind, but they're getting the payload moving. They lose C on the way forward. It's only the Tracer hazard on point right now for Milk Tea and Gooshway. And they're killing the backline. They're ignoring point for now. Now they come down and deal with it. Meng is underneath. He's going to drop a wall, but it's not going to prevent Weibo coming through. Now 1 minute left on the clock. Window for Monk. High noon for Shy. Downpour for Gooshway soon. Milk Tea don't have a lot. They have their DPS ults. Really, when I looked at this Milk Tea roster, I've looked at it and I thought the DPS have to be the carries here. We need Eileen to be back at his best. Insane needs to carry on Tracer. They have their DPS ults and they have an opportunity, but again, Eileen's cooldowns are going to get forced early by Gooshway. Makes it all the harder. Gooseray being so aggressive with these peaks, just bullying them, keeping them on the back foot here. They're not able to clear Gooseray at all. Insane does have a position behind, though. Lamp is going to come out. Insane's going to duck down underneath. It's a deep peak now. Downpour on the chase. Lucio is in trouble, but Suzu is good. Meng is locked up, though, but all of Milk Tea are there to relieve the pressure. Behind him, Drop comes in. They kill Insane. They are all zoned into the corner right now. They're speeding Shy forward. He's looking for it. Damage comes through, but here's the blade from Eileen. Is it too little, too late? It certainly is. Deals with all of that. It's just an execution in the car wash. It's a full hold for Weibo. And they're one map away from qualifying for the Esports World Cup. Meng needs better teammates. I mean, unfortunately, if you find yourself to be a Chinese team and you don't find yourself on Weibo, you're going to have a tremendously difficult fixture every time. Why pick this map? I can't explain it to you. I can't explain it to you. Do you have any insider info on if Apart team skins are coming out for Esports World Cup? No idea, honestly. Huge draft gap for map and bans. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of problems when you play Weibo if you are one of these other Chinese teams, but you can't afford to be putting them in comfortable situations when it's your pick and ban. You know, like, because if you look at, remember Ilios Ruins, right, the start of the series, the very first round of the day. We played an Orisa Mirror, and it was pretty close, right? It was like 99-99. It could have happened. So I'm surprised we didn't lean more into that. I'd expect them to go this direction now, maybe like a New Junk City or something. But I mean, what can you do? What can you do if you have to play Weibo? You've been saving your coins for skins. Keep saving. Good things will come to those who wait. Sorry, Juan is asking, when did Insane leave Team CC? It was between stage 1 and stage 2. No, you're not tripping. That's you're right. He jumped ship. Not sure why though. Maybe just wanted more regular playtime. I mean, that would be a reasonable enough reason to leave, actually. Where's Hunter? He's asleep. He's asleep. It's obviously, for those who don't know, Hunter is in Utah at the moment at the SSG house with Kellen and Bliss, as they are focusing to make sure they qualify for the Esports World Cup. Maybe even win North America. You're going to wake him up? Thank you. Other games today. After this game, we've only got one other game after this, but it is Rock Esports versus Team CC. So while we are very much in a boys against men type situation in this one, the next game I think is going to be neck and neck. They're not sharing a bed. Why do you need to know? Wait, I don't think this story was in Uncoachable because we talked about it beforehand. But when we recorded Uncoachable, we recorded it on Tuesday, and it was a 7 AM start for Unter. And now the night before, Unter took the Koreans out for dinner, and they had a few bevs. So Unter was explaining to them that, oh yeah, I can have a few drinks, but obviously I need to make sure I'm up at 7 AM to record Uncoachable. So then Unter, he gets up at 7 AM, he is awake in time. Thank you, Max. But he also said, you know who else was up at 7 AM? Kellen was up at 7 AM, and Kellen comes in and just checks he was awake. He was like, I just want to make sure you were awake. So, what a good guy Kellen is. What a top bloke. His friend mentions he has a podcast at 7 AM that he has to be up for and it might be tough. Kellen just checks, makes sure for no good reason. What a bloke. As far as I know, he's not become a Mormon yet. Not yet. Have you seen the trailer? I've not seen the trailer for it, no. I heard it was happening, right? It's on Amazon Prime. It's like, there's like an episode on, I guess, like a few different key individuals. Like, they're doing one on, like, Faker and stuff, right? I can look it up while we're talking about it. Yeah, I've not watched any of the episodes, and I don't know too much about it. I just know it exists. Esports World Cup documentary, Amazon Prime. Is this it? I just kind of want a description of it. Esports World Cup, the Smack Talking, Episode 1, the Race to the Cup. Okay. Episode 2, Winning is Everything. Is this from last year's Esports World Cup then? Must face Faker. Liquid must trust a 17-year-old prodigy named Sanford, who isn't fighting for just a title in Mobile Legends Bang Bang. He's fighting for his family's future. Fucking hell. We've made that dramatic, haven't we? Oh, good shout. Yeah, CC Rock next. You keep getting the trailer as a Twitch ad? Yeah, well, if Amazon has a new product out, you can guarantee you will be getting an advert for it on Twitch. Na'Vi mentality faced, blah, blah, blah. With the grand final against G2 and X-Prodigy and Monty symbolizing hopes. Is it one game per episode? Or no, because there's also the Bang Bang here as well. So this is like CS and Bang Bang. I guess we're just following like a few individuals each episode. And then this is just the end of it. Every single the final showdown is StarCraft, where Liquid's rising star Clem takes on Vitality's veteran Maru. With 4 million per second, every match is high stakes in its epic showdown. We're doing watch parties for each episode as well. What's map 3? Oh, map 3 is going to be King's Row. Milk Tea have banned Lucio, and Weibo have banned Malgo. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how good it'll be. I feel like, because if I'm not mistaken, right, this documentary is made by the Esports World Cup, or like they've paid to have it made, right? I always feel like when you have these, when you have any documentary that is just made by a company, it doesn't have the same quality or insight as if it's just like, I don't know what we call it. I was going to use the word passion project, but that's not right. But like, someone actually coming from the outside and looking into it to tell these stories, you know. So I don't know. Has anyone watched any of it? Is it out now? Whoa! Thank you, Hobbit950. Oh, it's out now, actually. Oh wait, most of it's out. Is all of it out? Oh, final episode tomorrow. Okay. Advertising with the story? Yeah. Like, that's what I mean. Like, when a company does these type of things... Sorry, we're going into the game. So when a company does these kind of things, I think it is very much just real people. Thank you, Drake, yeah. Like, when a company does it, it is basically just like a... It's like a one big long advert for the thing, right? So I don't imagine I mean, I hope it's good, right? It's nice to have high quality esports documentaries and stuff, but I imagine it's going to work as more of just a promotional tool than like a true insight into that. Anyway, King's Row, Bap Rig versus Bap Zen for Milk Tea here. So what a greedy comp here. They're going to try and force point through it as well. Meng's going to have to take a lamp out of that one. In theory, the Zen should give him more damage, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Insane has found a trade which will help him in the next fight. The setup generally now from Weibo seems to be Guxue will be anchoring the point. They are going to have Leave camping the hotel area. Thank you, C-word. Thanks, C-word. Permission to be weird. So yeah, Leave is going to be camping the hotel side. He's also taking a bit of responsibility here for marking Insane behind on the Tracer. And then they're just going to try and win through angles. Goosewade's going to start on the high ground. Trying to keep him pinned in. Can't find the Javelin. But now with that Discord, and ooh, Insane's found a kill behind. They've cleared the Venture off point as well. Leaf has to get out of there, so Guxue has to potentially drop soon. Meng's going to keep forcing the point, threatening a first tick. Here comes Gushue now. Window to help with that peek, but he's separated him underneath. And look, Insane's here. It's a 2v1. Gushue's been isolated underneath, but here comes the backup. Gushue's going to kill Insane. The lamp is perfect from Monk as well. The whole Weibo squad drop down to save Gushue. And they get their man. Private Ryan is out of there, safe and sound with his friends and family. And now he can push forward. Finish off the remaining, I guess, Nazis in this, if I'm going to keep this analogy going, but not to make any assumptions here about Milk Tea. It's a Private Ryan reference. I'll get those Preds closed as well. Weibo now, all 4 remaining ultimates coming up after that window. Milk Tea do have double support ult, and the Transcendence will do a lot of work here. Insane's going to wake out that bolt and then look to try and get a position onto the high ground. Shy, trying to mark the point a little bit here. Pressure coming through from Insane, but again, bolt's forced for recall, so Insane gets minimal point pressure. They're trying to clear out top at the same time. Milk Tea, and over jumping, the bowler comes out. The lamp has been killed. Shy's looking if he can push the kill, but the Transcendence has been forced as well. Oh, they just get these cooldowns out so early, and even the ultimate, and they kill Keo anyway. Shy is just bullying him. Stop jumping, Keo. The Freya's annihilating you. Eileen's found a trade. Maybe a trade, no. I thought the spear was maybe going to set up a trade on Shy as well, but too much. And there's just a minute left for Milk Tea right now. They have a window Terror Surge combo. But it's looking rough. It's looking really rough. Eileen with a Widow Swap to try and catch anyone overextending. No success. Insane's going to try and get in position as well. He's got in his flank position. Gushue's actually taken a step further forward here, playing a bigger, playing this sort of opposite high ground position. They're just trying to shoot to get Insane off point, and they force for recall again. The Javelin comes out as well. Insane is so low. Gushue just drops and kills him. Yeah, disaster here. The point force is coming out from Insane. You see the point force, but where's the rest of the pressure? Terror Surge now to try and finish off this Freya. Forces for Lamp. Eileen is very much in the trenches, leaving Gushue all over that. Looking for the Zen. The spear will hit. The Zen is safe for now. Meng with a desperation. Terror Surge. A window, a rally, everything to deal with it. And it is going to be 43%, well, 43.8% only for Milk Tea. And it seems like Weibo might win this series. Yeah, I mean, if we, I don't know if we can get an angle for it, but you saw Insane. So the problem is Insane's, like, Insane kept going to force point in these situations. Sorry, I actually can't pause, but I'll close your eyes and imagine. Insane is forcing point, right? When somebody forces the objective, what that is an invitation for the rest of the team to peek, try and take, you know, just trade cooldowns, trade on the other tank, occupy everyone else, peek back, make it hard for him to shoot on point. But we saw it from Shy's POV, right? Insane is forcing point, and he's in there. He's having to dodge every bolt. He's having to dodge the spears from the Orisa. He's got a BAP shooting at him as well. The Venture's even harassing him. It's just, right now, Milk Tea aren't shooting back. And this happens when you play the gap between teams is large. You can almost just end up playing inside yourselves. Too timid, too scared. Not, I think, you know, it's not like Milk Tea. Yeah. Not to say Milk Tea are, you know, just 10% confidence away from beating Weibo or anything like that. But yeah, it happened. It's a common problem in all regions. No, Lexa is on Rock Esports now, and is Gushue going to show us our first of the first queen since we First queen since the buffs. It's a sim TP as well. They're TP in high ground. Here comes Gushue. Big slash out, but Keo and Eileen, they kite it actually. Zen's going to drop out too. Eileen's still in trouble. Mew finishes that one. They are all over it, and they've just gone fast on the high ground. Meng started on the low ground. This is why you saw Gushue keep resetting to the high ground position. So something like this couldn't happen. They've killed everyone else. Now it's just Meng left alone. A spin to deny the slash, but the damage is more than done. Only 43.8% required. It's going to be 2 on point, and it's over.
而且微博 gaming 这样的话就进入到了我们季后赛的胜者组决赛，同时 拿到了我们国服赛区第1张晋级到利雅得季中冠军赛的门票。
也是
Close game? Well, it was certainly a game of Overwatch. I imagine this. I don't know if anyone caught too much of the regular season of China, but I'd wager this wasn't hugely different from a lot of the regular season games that Weibo had as well, right? They was it 21-0. They went in regular season, didn't drop a single map. They haven't dropped a map here in playoffs. In reality, the teams that are going to be the ones to really threaten them will be Team CC and Rock. But for that right to battle against Weibo, they have to play each other first. And that is our game that's up next. So let me go grab some more water. Maybe I'll grab another Diet Coke. I'll put the predictions up as well. But this next one is a big one, right? So last time they played Team CC won 3-1, but that was back in week 1 of the regular season. So a lot might have changed, a lot might have happened. I'm excited to see the roster changes for both teams. I'm excited to see what comps they play as well. Alright, so I'll drop an ad, and I'll be right back.
欢迎回到评论席，我是小双，
我是银河，
我是阿四。
恭喜微博 Gaming 这边是拿到了本场比赛的胜利，非常快的一场3-0，同时也是恭喜他们拿到了来自我们国服赛区的第1张通往沙特的门票。当然了，这个是很多人其实从一开始也就能预测到的。
哎，是因为他们在这个赛段，包括之前的赛段的表现上，总体来讲他们的统治力还是有点太夸张了。今天这场比赛，我觉得大家看完也只能是倒吸一口冷气啊！
目前为止1分没掉，而且还来到了一个让他们更加舒服的版本，感觉这个有点太强了。
是的，非常的血腥啊！尤其是刚刚也提到过的卢肖乌子这样一套体系，包括其实东缪选手他之前的招牌英雄可能更多的是布里吉塔，但随着包括指挥能力的提升，以及来到 WBG 之后与团队的一个磨合，其实现在卢肖我感觉其实已经超越布里吉塔，成为他最擅长的英雄了，已经。
而且和这个其他选手的一个配合，这个集火确实是非常的教科书啊。那其实今天整场比赛看下来，两位有什么值得跟大家去点名的吗？
今天我觉得就像我们赛前聊这个版本补丁和大家预想当中的都一样，裂空确实是王朝了。就今天2名裂空选手在对位上面打，不管是在经验上各个方面打出来的，能够辐射给团队带来的压力确实是不太一样。离开今天的裂空，除了对位上追着小慧可能给了非常大的压力，那在转火到其他人的时候，你会感觉这一梭子下去，我觉得真的比死神要吓人的多啊。
一个不注意自己血条就见底了，而且今天在直播骆驼这张地图的时候啊，也是非常久违的。虽然是上了晒与 Live 的一个双 C 组合，但也是拿出了一套双自由人的体系，短暂的玩了一段时间的裂空加上黑影的一个双短强组合，再配合上温斯顿以及这样一个卢肖乌子，其实包括整体打的集火是非常非常快。MUT 的后排压力真的很大。
主要还是让郭雪玩到温斯顿，又是在一张直布罗陀他本人的这个强图，还是有点太舒服了。而且再加上让 Monk 玩到安娜尔这个位置啊等等的，就其实怎么说嘛，我就觉得 WBG 现在来到了怎么说，感觉他们前提已经有了，至于能不能够和我们的老登一样啊，我们争光。那要看一下选手们自己的发挥了。
是的，还是要狠狠加油，狠狠努力啊！
是的，这两个冠军已经都把话挑明了，咱们就不再赘述一遍了，是吧？
来看一下我们本场比赛的 MVP 给到的是离开，
这个数据
消灭和阵亡的比是不是有点太高了？
有点吓人。 真王朝了这一下。
是的，
这个还是得重复，裂空这个版本的统治力确实太吓人了。
是的，精彩回放，包括之前在操刀黑影的时候，其实也有着不小的发挥。还有今天的叹气啊，感觉算是一个怎么说，自由人大秀。那虽然没有看到回声的这个身影啊，但不过加强啊，这个英雄加强也是未来可期。怎么说呢？真正的版本适配者就已经出现。
回声的话，其实恰巧这个晒和离开应该都是早年间 OWL 第1回声组织的这个成员啊，
荣誉成员。
对，荣誉成员。其实现在感觉双自由人的体系 WBG 是完全能拿得出来了，今天也给大家展示一二。
而且这还是没有上阿普瑞塔的时候，如果上了阿普瑞塔的话，那我觉得他们的一个双自人的体系才是真正的一个完全的究极形态。
那也是非常期待 WBG 能够以这样的一个形态，甚至是在接下来的一个准备周期，因为我们的这个季中冠军赛其实是在7月底到8月初的时间，还有1整个月的时间给到他们，除了季后赛要打之外，还有整个1个月的时间可以去做一些准备和调整，也是希望 WBG 能够秉持着这样的一个状态打得越来越好。而且我们的季后赛在之后还有赛事在等他们嘛，毕竟还是要争我们的这个赛区第1，别忘了我们可是有奖金的，
奖金很丰厚。
是的，
对，总共是70万元人民币啊，当然第1名是拿的最多的嘛。而看到 Milk Tea 今天的这样的一个发挥，我觉得是这个样子啊。我们先点一点吧，萌神真的挺厉害的。
萌神第1张图，大家都以为萌神这下王朝了，
难道是有了？当时
是
是这么觉得的，因为现在 WBG 还没有掉过分嘛，所以当时伊利奥斯，尤其是第1张地图萌神给到压力，把那个比分追平的时候，大家都很激动，就会觉得说，难道说奥丽莎这一套还真给玩出来了？
但结果最后很可惜，还是没能拿分啊。这边孤雪也是，雪神也是发力啊，豆豆你的呀，
都是神啊，
都是神啊。什么 COW 众多神明当中的雪神与萌神啊，今天也是狠狠的交上手了。
那我们现在也是来进入一下采访，来看一下采访到的是哪位选手吧。Hello， 晒。
Hello， 好久不见。
Hello， 好久不见，恭喜你们获得了本场比赛的胜利啊！现在也是拿到了这个去沙特的门票，晒马上就要第3次出发去沙特了。先不说我们之后的这个季后赛的情况，先分享一下。
Yes, Weibo already won for anyone asking. Let me predictions are open for OWCS.
大家其实对这个可能都是预料之中吧，毕竟目标放的比较长远一些。
要不要浅分享一下？我太想听了。
就是拿到这个，你说分享我的喜悦吗？还是什么？
分享你的愿景、
长远目
标。
是的。
什么？我听不清。
长远的目标。
长远的目标，那当然是去利雅得之后拿到一个很好的成绩啊，突破我们队内的历史吧。
没问题，那包可以了，
包的
肯定能突破的，肯定能突破的。
来吧。
Translate。
想问到晒的就是这个版本，因为
I know
前2天刚刚
zero Chinese unfortunately
一个25%到30%的减伤的变动。那你作为一个长枪位的选手，你会对这样的
Tracer is
怎样的一个
I mean, one thing that might happen.
觉得这个版本长枪会
I think like the knock-on effects of Tracer, I feel like that Lucio
我觉得
should in theory get
压
harder.
位吧，真的是扛压位。现在那个
I think
裂空啊，打
hit scan, maybe even Freya gets like
真的就被打得难受
much harder as well.
压力还是很大。那我也想问的问题是，就是
in terms of China at the Esports World Cup, I have no idea asked about. It depends a lot on the meta, right? I think invariably there are a team that rely on this Winston being really viable to like hit their true peak, right? You know, it's true for every team. Every team needs the meta to suit them to really hit their peak, but I think Weibo are more reliable. Or more reliant on it than some other teams. So if we're just playing like this Orisa, I think he genuinely just said Chaser was broken this match. I mean, I have been confirmed as a genius recently, so sometimes you can just intuit it. So his wish was to win the championship in esports at the Esports World Cup. Yeah, reasonable. But yeah, I think tank-wise, we've not seen a huge change. We kind of only saw like an Ilios of Gibraltar and all of that.
这边也是2个人都能拿出黑影，包括像是回声也好，裂空也好，其实这2个人都有所涉猎，我只能说，还有源氏嘛。
Wait, can anyone still hear me? YouTube, can you hear me? It's kind of stuttering. Everything says it's fine my end. Just had to refresh and it was there. We're just back? Okay. Yeah, because my CPU and GPU still say everything is in like... My CPU is at 60%, my GPU is at 80%, which all seems reasonable. OBS says it's fine. I had this, I was watching some of the PGL Dota, and I did have it where, like, Twitch just kept dying. As in, like, it just kept coming up with, you ever get that, like, it comes up with, like, the red reload the stream thing. So I don't know, maybe it's just Twitch. I mean, this 2K thing that Twitch is doing is also in beta as well. So I don't know if some of it might just be that, essentially. Exactly that, yeah. So maybe it's just the nature of being in this beta right now. You've been getting it for a few days as well? Yeah. I don't know if it's connected to the 2K thing. Yeah, YouTube said it was fine, so... Maybe it is just Twitch having a little meltdown. That's okay. Have you tried taking the beta behind the shed and breaking its legs? I find that usually makes things more cooperative. Yeah, I can try. I do have a shed actually. We never use our shed. It's just it's a purely cosmetic shed. Just some stuff the stuff that's been in our shed has been in that shed for years. just storage. Our garden is just like a box garden. Try taking it out for brunch. Nah, I think we'll break its legs. Blame Tracer. Can you rep the shed? You cannot fit in this shed. Sorry, Turtako asks, between EMEA, NA, and China, who do you think is strongest? Don't know. I'd say it's probably like Weibo are close to like the top 3 from North America, or like in the same grouping, I guess, or in the same tier as the top 3 from North America, the top 3 of the Esports World Cup, also the top 3 of EMEA. I think they're all relatively close, and some of it will just come down to the comps in play and the bans and stuff like that. Are you calling me fat? No, it's just a tiny shed. I do it all on one PC. So right now my PC is... We were doing tests yesterday to see if I could get to work with a 2K, but right now my PC is streaming to Twitch, streaming to YouTube, and also recording locally as well. You have a ridiculous amount of power tools in my shed, and there always seems to be a new tool I need as well. I mean, it's an endless well of collectibles if you go down that route. I'm not a DIY type of guy. I can do bare minimum, you know, but that's about it. Do you think China, outside of Weibo, will ever catch up on other regions? I think Gushue said that many good players just choose to sell accounts boost instead, as it pays well compared to the cost of living in China. Yeah, I don't know. Because I think a lot of, like, when I look at, so you look at the Team CC roster and you look at the Rock Esports roster as these 2 closest to Weibo. I think when I look at those, how many, I mean, I can bring the rosters up we're talking about, how many of these players are new players? And how many of these are just, you know, like, Billadeng? Rock Esports is obviously is 2 Korean players as well. But, like, these are all just sort of old names, right? For the vast majority. And I think these old names aren't going to catch up, right? I think we kind of saw an example of that at the Hangzhou Major, where Team CC kind of just lost to everyone. So I think what you need is a new generation. But outside of Billadeng, obviously I didn't watch for Chinese regular season as well, so maybe there's some players I'm missing in all of this. But it does feel like there's not a huge amount behind, behind the Weibo team. You think they're definitely a lot better than EMENA? No. I mean, on dive, sure, right? So if we get to play a Winston meta or something, I think that's when we'll see the gap will get big again over those teams. But I think if the meta stays around where it is now, which I mean, who knows if that will be the case. But where we are now, I don't think this Weibo team are like massively ahead or anything. I thought Choi went to Rock. He did. Yeah, Choi is on Rock. Taejong and Choi are basically swap teams. Old names. Goat Choi will always be young. I mean, is he even that? Or was he like 24, 25 now? 24. Yeah, he's still got plenty in him. He's still got plenty in him. Oh, replay. This is the stadium show match from yesterday. Upset to see they're using the Chinese casting instead of mine. But for those who missed it, spoiler warning. The Chinese, and these guys were old. The age of the players here in this Chinese show match for streamers, I think it was 29 to 36 was the age range. But they came out as champs. You miss Brandon Fraser? Yeah. Is he on a team? Is he on Little Sheep still? Where is he? I'm looking for the whale. Is he just gone? Where is he? Whale quit? I mean, I guess it's relatively Brendan Fraser core to just go missing for a period of time before coming back. If you genuinely think the top of EMEA is close to Weibo, you got a rude awakening coming for you at the Esports World Cup. I mean, I don't know. You've not convinced me otherwise. I think on dive, yeah, they're a mile ahead. But on these ground comps, I think it's, you know, they're just in the mix with the top EMEA and North America teams. Since Stadium is going to be the new esports fight, China seems to be far ahead. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, so if you missed the Stadium show matches, what happened, there was a group stage, Japan smashed everyone. And then in the grand final, Japan locked Junkrat and lost. So, maybe if it wasn't for Japan's hubris, they might have done a little bit better in that grand final. You think that Hazard Brawl is miles ahead? Yeah, but I think with a lot of the Hazard, I mean, how much Hazard do we actually see? Because again, I still think like dive comps. I'm sorry, dive comps, yes, but if we're just if those feet are on the ground, I think we're in EMEA and North America are really competitive with them. Do we know the Esports World Cup map pool yet? No. I think we're actually pretty light on all sort of deal or all sorts of information like that, right? In terms of the specifics. I think we have the format right. It's going to be 4 groups of 4 again. But the key difference this year compared to last year is only 2 teams get out of groups, compared to 3 teams that got out of groups last year, if I remember right. So, I think because we don't know the seeding yet either, in terms of which team is going to go into which group, because I think that is going to be so crucial, right? Because only 2 teams coming out of groups leaves, there's so little room for error, right? If you get a tough group, you might just be cooked, right? Because if we cast our minds forward to the Esports World Cup, we can see the teams that have already qualified. Let me zoom out so we can sort of see them all in once. But, I mean, there are a lot of scary groups here, right? Like, there's going to be a top Korean team probably in every group, presuming either Falcons or... so, to answer the question about Falcons as well, Falcons have to go through the last chance qualifier. Falcons and Zeta both have to do that. But there's only one spot from the last chance qualifier. This final spot here. So presuming that's going to be either Falcons or Zeta, that means there's going to be a top Korean team. And also, bear in mind, whichever team, say this is Falcons or Falcons/Zeta, right? The way they're going to seed for groups is my presumption is the last chance qualifier is going to be the bottom seed, which means the seeding is going to be so cooked for whoever gets that. In fact, actually, is it probably going to be Crazy Raccoon and Falcons in the same group? Right? Because if, let's presume, because I think it's safe to say, let me use a different color pen, hold on. Let me zoom out a little bit more so we can see all the teams as well. But if I had to guess, right, the middle seeding is hard to figure out, right? But Crazy Raccoon are probably going to be first, and this is probably going to be 16th. So Crazy Raccoon and Falcons are probably going to be in the same group, right? Which is going to be so fucking rough for whoever else is in that group. Like, what a horrendous group that could be. So yeah, but when they announce the seeding, it's gonna be really interesting to see how many groups fall. That's Group A, don't get Group A. Other Pac and Japan teams, I'm not sure, because this is the interesting question, right? Of like, do you just do the seeding where you go like, first from Korea, first from NA, first from EMEA, first from Japan, first from Pacific, or either order, right? Or do you put like the second... Ooh, why's my pen got so big? What do you put like the second places and third places from like EMEA and NA? Do you put them above Japan and Pacific?
是的，本场比赛将会是由 Team CD 对阵到 ROC。那么上一场比赛大家的预测全对啊，刚刚这轮的预测呢，有人预测的比较 enjoy， 我们请老陈来 say 一 say。
那肯定是我最后来讲了。
Like I think you should, but will they? I guess, right? Last year the minor regions were all last seed. Oh, good point, Sis. Yeah, good point. Of like top 4. Second 4, third 4, and bottom 4. Then you'd want Japan, Pacific, South America, and I guess last chance qualify by default as your bottom 4. And then for EMEA, China, and North America, you can just seed them based on, and Korea as well, you can just seed them based on their finishes at the Hangzhou Major, which was obviously Korea on top, no surprises. And then was it North America, China, EMEA? Did I remember that right? Yeah. So yeah, that's what I guess. That's what I would do, at least. You know, Crazy Raccoon get the top as the Major 1 winners, then Korea first seed, then North America first seed, then China, then EMEA, and then do the second places, then do the third places, then do Pacific, Japan, and the LCQ teams. Oh, and South America as well. Give us a Champions League style draw. I mean, I'd actually, honestly, if anyone hasn't seen the Champions, I can probably just bring it up. But if anyone's not seen the Champions League draw before, it's like the lottery. Champions League. I won't play the music because I'll get DMCA'd. Not right now, Cristiano. But something like this, where you're drawing into the groups from different pools. Because it's a different system this year, but you guys know what I hopefully you guys know what I mean. And then just split the teams into different pools and then randomize the draw. I can get behind that. That would be so much. I watch Plat Chat, of course, mate. Always gotta keep your eye on the competition.
他搬什么了，因为之前 ROC 打
Gotta keep your eye on what they're chatting about. Make sure you stay ahead.
搬一个辅助，保自己的安娜。
没错。而且其实现在这个版本当中，我们先来看一下英雄的 VP 方面 ，CD 先手搬掉的是后手的话
$1 million idea. Yeah. Is there a loser bracket? In the China playoffs that we're watching now, yes. At the Esports World Cup, no. So the way it's going to work is we go into these 4 groups, and then top 2 from each group go through, straight into the quarterfinals. I don't know how they're going to determine these quarterfinal fixtures, if it will be like teams get to pick, or if it's just predetermined. But then once we get to playoffs, it is single elimination, best of 7s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, single eliminations. It's not. I'm pretty sure. It doesn't seem to be confirmed, but I'm pretty confident these are all going to be best of 7s. So yeah, only 8 teams in playoffs. So the draw is going to be. The draw is going to be like how the groups match up is going to be pretty pivotal. Oh wait, hold on. Guys, you remember there was Overwatch on? I got so caught up in our theorizing. I forgot the Overwatch was on. Team CC versus Rock Esports. Winner qualifies for the Esports World Cup. Loser has to take on the treacherous lower bracket run. We're starting on Ilios. We're starting on Winston, as is tradition. It's going to be Farah coming out from Jinmu, which is classic. Get this guy on Farah. Let me see it. Still one of the best Farahs, but unfortunately, lost Ferrana before the fight has really started, so limited healing available now. It's going to be all on Lengtser and the Pact. They're going to keep trying to fight this one. Jinmu still trying to peek in, but they have to play this one slower. A bubble on point from Gaga should allow them to flip this point. There we go, first cap in the bag. And Rock Esports going to have to play retake. Bit of a nothing burger first fight, honestly, due with the Ana dying so quickly. But now Tracer coming in behind. Suzu's been forced out here. Taejong up against Kaneki. Jinbu's going to try and get through in his left-hand side. Just a bit of a spam angle right now, not really committing to anything. Belosria looking to get top back up to make his move with his bubble. He goes across now, just trying to clear the Tracer out, actually prioritizing that one. Well, far away, trying to send a bit of damage, but look at that. Belosria tries to clear the Tracer, but then Team CC, they just collapse on him. Ends up being a bit of a wasted bubble. They force some cooldowns out of the Tracer, but it's not a meaningful enough amount of cooldowns for their team to actually take space. They'll be fully reset, and they'll have to regroup and go again. Shu is coming back with Nano very soon, but we talked about this in our previous matchup as well, the Ana Brig versus a Kiri Lucio. When the Kiri Lucio team have these timings, they have a great chance to run over this backline. And Farway, 2025, new year, same Farway, pops off, takes down Taejong before the fight, more time off the clock. And now Pulse Bomb actually onto Belosria as well, trying to turn that kill. Belosria is low. I think they can pocket him out of it though, so nothing from the Kaneki's Pulse Bomb. The Rock Esports are struggling to get anything going here, struggling to get out of their side of the map, struggling to even get themselves to point. And now double support ult for Team TC's next push. Rock Esports, they might even be wise to maybe even use this narrow defensively, but right now Chu, he's got eyes on his Farah, so a Nano Barrage is another option. The choice of defensive or aggressive. Primal's going to come out from Belosria, forces the Kitsune rush out, now they jump forward. Unknown has the beat to keep going, down to half HP. Lengtser rally jacks as they collapse on top of him right now, and this is a disaster for Rock. They still have the Nano, they still have the Barrage. The Nano goes on to Belosria. Beat comes out from Unknown, catches all 5 members, and they delete Belosria. The Nano is not enough. Jinmu still has the Barrage, but he has got a Winston in his face. One final swing, and Gaga will finish it. Shades of Miro. And Team CC dominate. Of course, we're going to get so many Gaga emotes during all of this, aren't we? Perfect. Alright, and that was not even close, actually, was it? Going over to Ruins now, so a chance for different comps. Belosria actually potentially... We'll see if it's just a shout out to spawn. Shout out. Or if he's actually going to commit to this Junker Queen as we move over to the flatter Ruins submap. Jinmu onto the Genji. Taejong's going to TP out of spawn, then go over to Tracer. So yeah, Rock are committing to it here. So Junker Queen into the Winston. Junker Queen is buffed, and Winston has been having a pretty hard time of it in the meta lately. Swinging over to the coast side, initially trying to get Pineapple a meaningful angle. keep themselves away from this Junker Queen. Garga's going to trade on that one, avoids the slash, but there's so much damage. Maybe doesn't avoid the knife though. Farway's going to trade this one out, but it's tank advantage, so they can just push forward around this Junker Queen timing. And now eyes on Gaga if he chooses to swap this one. Pressure comes out. They'll kill all of the players at the end. And really the big difference here is obviously that the shout timing from Bellisria is now going to be scarier than it used to be. This is going to complement, obviously, playing a Tracer Genji means they can play super aggressive in a lot of these situations. Use that extra health. Kiri, Lucio, Mirror as well. And the big interaction we want to keep our eyes on here is Gaga, really. If they can stop Gaga taking a lot of space or diving, or they punish him, it's going to be so hard. The first dive comes in now. Bubble onto the point right now. Eyes on Gaga. He's down to half HP already. Has to back jump quickly. Meanwhile, the Junker Queen can just preserve their position. Taejong is getting marked out in the back. The chase is on now for Kaneki if he can find it. Down to half HP. Pushing this Tracer. Couple of trades off screen when this happens. And all legs is in a spot of bother. He's separated from his team right now. Separated from Chu. That sets up Unknown for that kill. Pulse bomb onto the Queen as well. Should be able to finish Bellisria as a result. Still in control of the point for now, Rock Esports, but they're on live support here. And you saw kind of that interaction. Gaga goes in with the initial bubble, but he is very quickly put on the back first and forced to back jump. They still trade out the fight, and they've got a slight Kitsune Rush advantage, but Chu's not far behind. The bigger difference is going to be this beat coming through from Lengtser. And Bellisria are not far away from this Rampage at all. The problem is, how can they get in versus this high ground hold? And the answer is, not at all. They are sent back to spawn as Jinmu gets caught on the rotation. And they're going to have to group up and go again. Clearing the high ground is going to be difficult. Jinmu can challenge directly, Chu can even peek with him as well, but for everyone else, unless Bellisria can just hit a knife, it's going to be so difficult to dislodge this Freya. You see Pineapple just wants to force these cooldowns. Chu already in a spot of bother. They're going to try and rotate through. Lots of pressure onto Lengtser. Bellisria has to shout early, and Lengtser just dies after it as well. The Rampage is going to force for Primal. Gaga comes out, though. He is marking this Genji. The chase is on. Booping Jinmu back in. Taken for a ride. No escape. And a Primal for a Rampage is a tremendously good trade for Team CC. Normally, that's the scary ult, right? You either need to have a beat, or you need a really perfect Suzu to avoid that Rampage. So being able to trade for Primal for it is perfect for him. Bellisria is going to go over onto the Winston Mirror now so they can contest this high ground more directly. Jumping up there now, trying to force Pineapple back, and a later bubble from Gaga means they still can't quite properly clear it. They're just going to try and blade through instead, looking for it. Beat will get off. Lengtser's going to drop a later beat as well. Just catch Jinmu, who can keep slicing. Kitsune rushes out from far away, but Chu hasn't used these yet, so they can keep pushing with a Kitsune rush. They flipped round to point Rock Esports. Now, they're trying to get the objective. They've lost Jinmu on the way in, but a 1-for-1 trade means we are right in this still. Chu drops a Kitsune rush to force the point. Now, they've got back control of the point. Kaneki is pushing forward, trying to find some of these stray kills. Boop in onto Lengtser, but Lengtser's boot might just save himself. He's on a long way round. Somehow, someway, Lengtser has wormed his way out of this one. Gets back round. Taejong can recall, but now Team C, they're going to try and make use of this chaos and force for point. Lengtser is still stuck behind, fighting it out with Unknown in the back, but they've lost Farway. The Lucios are caught up fighting each other. There's no support on point. Pulse bomb hits from Taejong as well. Lots of damage, but no kill onto Gaga. There it is. Taejong finishes the blow, and Rock, they've scrapped their way out of this just about. Tracer behind the point. Forces Kaneki back. Recall out as well now. Reset as we get down to the final 10% for both teams. Primal going to be up slightly quicker for Bellisria. Quicker beat for Unknown. Bellisria looking for his timing. Early pressure. Gaga's going to have to back jump already. They have to reset. Bellisria's going to try and push the advantage with his own bubble. He zones off point and they turn their attention onto the Tracer. Kaneki has to play his life. Another jump comes through from Bellisria. He has for Primal. He's down to half HP. He might have to Primal sooner rather than later. The beat comes out first though. Gaga's going to chase with a Primal of his own. Looking for it. Kiri CP has been forced. He's separated with Freya. Denies the health pack. But the beat is up in time. Lengtser saves everyone. Gaga can't get any kills with his Primal. Bellisria meanwhile is kind of just anchor in point. It's Freya's dead on both sides. Taejong still in the back. Pulse bomb available, looking for the back line. Lucio in his sights, but well marked by Unknown. Now the bubble trade comes out. Suzu onto Gaga. Kitsune rush comes through from far away. Chu still needs 10%. Pulse bomb only onto the bubble. Now back in control of the point. They need this Kitsune rush. They're desperate for it. Rocky Sports. Chu dies just as he gets it up. And now the ult's gone. Pulse bomb out from Kaneki. Avoided by Belosria. Jinmu comes back with the bowler, but it's only onto the bubble. Now it's just Belosria. One more jump towards point, but he is taken down. And Team CC take the first map convincingly.
加黑肉伴方面 ，CC 已经是赢了一半了，
是全是博弈。那最后其实 ROC 这波他打的是不错的，我觉得有很多次拉扯在里面。两边
I thought Rock were gonna when Lengster was able to get that beat off and nobody dies to that sort of beat primal push. I thought that was the turning point there. But we didn't see what we were following Garga's primal, and Garga's primal just counted out by the beat right. Couldn't quite find the kill in time. But I don't know what happened to Belosria's primal. Like he was probably forced to use it in that room because he was quite low afterwards. But didn't find any meaningful damage. If Belosria finds a kill on that timing, they're right back in it. But didn't see exactly what happened. But that was the moment. That was the moment Belosria needed to capitalize on to find that success. So Team CC, they got to pick map 1. They got to pick the bans. They win Ilios on the Winston. Now, choice for Rock Esports about where they want to send us.
对，打赢了。嘎嘎当时我觉得没有太注意啊，嘎嘎上去就吃了一个女王小刀，是这样他就不敢往回跳了，他怕往回跳的时候一个小刀拉回来。
Between China and Korea, who has the better Winston players? I mean, it's. If you wanted me to put them in order, it's probably Donghak, then Gushui, then Junbin.
结果法老之鹰大没开出来，第二张图又是打源氏打弗雷亚。
I think what happens in China as well is once you go past Gushui, there's a chasm until we get to, you know, who's next then? Like Gaga maybe? Han Vincent? Farmer? Yeah, I mean honestly, even in Korea Winston is a feels like it's a hero with very few players who have got a truly high level one, right? You really think Donghak is better than Gushui? Yeah, I think Donghak is the best tank in the world. I mean, in terms of overall tank, I think Donghak is clearly better than Gushui because Donghak's flexibility is much wider than Gushui's. But I think even on Winston, I'd pick Donghak above Gushui. By how much though? Small. Like we're not talking like colossal gap, but if you got me to put my money where my mouth is, I'm Donghak above Gushui. But we are in, like, they're in the same tier, right? They're the best two. I think if you were to do, like, factor in tier breaks and stuff, right? I reckon, like, ooh, let me use pink instead. Maybe that's easier to see. I think there's, like, Donghak and Gushui. I promise you guys that is a G. I promise you that is a G for Gushui. But then there's like a tier break before we then get like, maybe like Jumbin is next or something. Talking purely about Winston here, purely about Winston. Yeah, Wuxuei, yes. Hey, you finally found a channel which is streaming China OWCS? Yeah, well, I only did playoffs because a lot of the regular season clashed with Korea. But we'll be here for all China playoffs today, Saturday, and Sunday. Where is Kellen in all of this? Where's Miro in all of that? He's well and truly in the retirement home. Where is Virtus Pro's Winter Specialist Ice in all of this? Yeah, honestly, like, Kellen's up there. Nah, not Heesung. No, not Heesung. But yeah, I mean, I don't, like, again, like, purely Winston, right? Again, like, Jumbin's hero pool will put him above Kellen. But I don't think Kellen is, like, he's, like, in the side. He's not far off, honestly. Where's Kaluge? I mean, on Winston, Cuffer's not in the mix at all. I don't think. Jaehong? Jaehong Winston. Not yet. Not yet.
卢笑、裂空厉害，就尽量去选哪个图。
没错。那
But yeah, I mean, I think overall Overwatch is very slim on Winston players right now.
我们都说卡耐基他手感有点慢热嘛，对吧？但是其实今天一上来打的是非常的舒畅的。
那么在数据方面，治疗量还是差不not但是
Someone, I mean, I don't know what the fuck to do with someone. At the moment, right? I guess neither do Falcons. Because if you ask me at the start of the year, right, I would put someone around like here almost, maybe even above Jumpin at the start of the year. I would have told you someone was above him. But what? I mean, Jumpin, someone's recent form. I don't know. I don't even know what to do with him. I'll boot up the Preds as well.
就要打到有威能了才有这个效果。法老之鹰的第一个威能一般都是和大招速度差不多同步的，那就是说差不多。
That was in Winston we were talking about. In Winston.
一个威能还没有，这就很难受了。那你只能寄希望于第二张图。
Yeah, but I don't know what to do with someone right now.
很遗憾，运气又没有站在 ROC 这边。第二张图是废墟，根本就不是法老之鹰图。
You think it's become a specialist pick? Yeah, I think that's fair. Where do I sit on all of this? At the top.
是的，也是，确实是。
Right here.
我们都知道废墟是最
Right between Donghak and Guishui, slightly above.
单位去做发挥。那我觉得其实还是今天 Team C 在选图上给到了 ROC 这边一些针对。刚老师也提到，先选图之后，然后你看你上人，然后去在英雄的班局上去做针对嘛，确实让金木这边打得很难受。
这个时候，如果是 ROC 这边
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair, Jet. Like, if you think of all of the success Toronto had with someone's Winston, most of it was actually playing dive into brawl. I think Team Toronto last year was way better at that matchup, probably because they played it more often, honestly, right? And also allowed Vega to play Alari and Kiri and stuff like this. But in general, playing the dive, Toronto's dive into some kind of ground tank or brawly type, whatever you want to call it, that was their best matchup. In a dive mirror, I don't think they were really like that much on a level against a lot of them. Tracer players, I mean, number one is easy. Easy, actually. Tracer players, I think it's Stalker. Then I'm probably like Hisang. Who am I forgetting? Honestly, I still think Proper would be around here, you know? Like, Proper's in the mix.
我是稍微倾向于比较近身肉搏的强点，那个叫
Not Sparkle.
和大白。
Oh yeah, Sugar Free. Yeah, and then there's probably like.
推人，然后打伤害，它的作用都。
I don't know exactly how I'd put them all, but like, there's like a Sugar Free Kevster around here. I know Kevster's not had a very good year so far, right? But Sugar Free and Kevster are probably in the mix. And then I'm gonna like put him slightly below. But then there's probably players like Jwoo, Zest, who am I forgetting? Psycho, yeah, Psycho, of course. Honestly, Psycho might even be, yeah. Oh, yeah, Alpha Yi. I mean, yeah, you're right. If Alpha Yi still played, if Alpha Yi was still allowed to play, he would be right up here, I think, with Hisang and Proper, honestly. But unfortunately, he is in Lucio jail. I don't think Zomba hits this at the moment. Like, Zomba's super talented, but I don't think comes into this top equation yet. I wouldn't put Zero that highly. Like, he's not far off, but maybe like here or something. Leave, of course, yeah, Leave's probably closer to like here or something, you know?
最理想的就是拉玛差、卢笑、巴蒂斯特，
提速跳也上去
这一套。
Put Zero above Sugar Free, your soul might be forgiven. No, honestly, just wait until this weekend, right? Do you think SSG steal it all? Oh yeah, Pelican. Pelican's probably around here, I'd say. It's not Pelican's best hero, but he's still very good. So something I know it's like a very rough one, but that's kind of like the rough scale in my head.
不多说了，皇家赛道 CC Sport。
Lip Tracer.
方的是 Team CC 这边。 确定了没有带这个伊拉瑞巴蒂。
Lip Tracer. I don't know. Lip probably has like. I always feel with Lip, it's the best hit scan tracer. Like of a hit scan player who plays Tracer, Zip is maybe the best, unless you count Stalker, which feels like cheating, which it probably is. Or Proper also feels like cheating. But Lip has the best of like a mostly hit scan player Tracer, but I'd still put Lip below like a lot of the like the main Tracer players, even players like Pelican or something. I'd put him below it, you know. All right. Power rankings, done for a bit. Donghack Tracer, obviously on top of the world. You guys all know how I feel about Donghack. Predictions closed. We are on to Circuit Royale. Let's do a quick recap here, because it's going to be a relatively slow first fight. It was Rock Esports' pick, of course, so no surprise after how the Ilios dive went, that we are going into a world where they want to take us to a ground tank fight, and it's going to be double hit scan Orisa, a Juno ban in the back from Rock, trying to stop Team CC playing any of these comps we maybe saw from the Weibo team of a Hangzhou Major, where they play like an aggressive D.Va version here. Billadeng is in as well, also playing the Orisa. I'm excited to see more of Billadeng. Very much been touted as the biggest upcoming prospect in China, but promise means nothing if you can't deliver. Didn't deliver in stage 1 at all, Billadeng, with limited opportunities on Rock Esports, but a chance for revenge, as we do need a pause here. So now give it a bit more of a respite. It was a Ram ban on the other side from Team CC, so that's why we're seeing so much Orisa. Potential, you could play Sigma maybe, but I feel like Sigma is kind of too squishy a hero into too many things here. Internet problem, the observer said. Thank you, Lumos. Okay.
只要 CC 等到矩阵 ，CC 一定是优势。哦，因为它是有加速。
Billadeng didn't even play stage 1. Yeah.
对手没有加速，对手是伊拉瑞加巴蒂，他只要一个提速过去，然后小美隔一个，不用封得很死，隔一个隔断墙。
Does Hambin play Tracer? He plays Fat Tracer.
上去喷，加上矩阵伤害，一定能秒到人。是，但是问题是现在。
Shy Tracer? No, I wouldn't rank Shy Tracer that highly at all.
之前的这几秒钟会不会被 A 死人？刚才我们看到小美的冰箱都已经交掉了，而且又甩到了那个大直道的地方。
How's map 1? Like competitive, but not that close. But we were also, it was Ilios and we just ended up in like Winston Mirrors both times. So Winston Mirror definitely seems in favor of CC. Very different matchup. That is back underway here. Window comes out really early from far away, but the disengage is good from Rock. They did get a late lamp force out from Chu, who is trying to save Taejong on the coast. Chance to now push with their window advantage. Chu is going to swing around the corner. Belosria is going to Terror Surge, pulls them all in. Good defensive wall from Kaneki. Lamp has been forced out as well. Limited cover now for Team CC. Dia looking to swing with this one as well. Forces the ice block on point. Beat comes out from Unknown. It's a quite far back beat though, with the Captain Sun is still up. Lexer can finish it here if he can find the connect. Gets Felucio in the air. Nares for damage, trying to trigger onto the Baptiste as well. Will get the trigger going off. Lexer kills 2 in the back. Now they can turn and just finish off the front line as well. And decent layering there from Rock Esports. They use the window Terror Surge. They force every single possible defensive cooldown. The beat push back from Unknown. Not very good. Not very good, really, at all. Too far back. They couldn't connect onto any sort of meaningful or squishy targets. And then Lexer just had the finishing blow. Captive Sun ready to go. Now, retake for Team CC. Rock Esports want to hold the close choke though. They have a Terror Surge to get out of this, but need to get some of these squishies in it. They're just going to try and poke their way out here. Generally, how these compositions will go is with the Mei, Team CC can win through wall trades, bully the front line a lot. Rock Esports, they need angles and space, and this overclock is going to give them a whole lot of space right now. Again, Team CC are backed up into a corner. Billadeng going to try and push out. Window and Terror Surge just pulls for Orisa in. Not too much damage. It's a pretty poor Terror Surge, all things considered, from Billadeng, and that is 2 ults just to stabilize the fight. Now Rock Esports are going to have their window Terror Surge timing coming right around the corner. So ball is in their court, so to speak. Velasquez going to look for the opportunity, just farming the last bit of this ult right now. Going to start walking forward. Chu has this window to go very soon. Team CC back up to the corner, so Chu's going to try and take a lot of space. Javelin to try and force out Kaneki. If he gets that ice block, he will keep pushing with this Terror Surge. Velasquez has it ready to go. They are so low in the corner. They want to force a few more cooldowns. They won't give them yet. Unknown's getting very close to a beat, but the Freya Jewel in the air. Pineapple's going to lose that one. Now Dia's got a big angle on point. Unknown is desperate for this beat. Velasquez pushing forward. Terror Surge in. Got the Lucio. The Lamp doesn't save him. Lamp is killed by Dia, and the Terror Surge will finish for damage. And Team CC, just as they were about to get all of their ults, they die. They're going to lose it on second, and this is going to be a big old time bank.
中间这一段的话，其实说实话 ，Kaneki 这个小美，她的一个冰桥，包括折断也好，还是自己双招加入的保模也好，说实话没有给 RC 太大的一个压力。
Disappointing for Team CC there. Feels like they're struggling to really make use of this Mei in a lot of the neutrals. Getting stuck in these corners, getting stuck in the back on the back foot. And then that just gives Dia and Taejong space to work with. Sets up easier ults for their team as well. Now Team CC have a big ult bank, and boy do they need to stabilize. They've got 4 minutes to try and hold this third point. They have to come through in this tiny door at the top. Lelis are looking for a boop off the map, but cannot connect. Keeping them pinned in here as the payload continues to move forward. Team CC, they've got ult advantage. They are defenders, they have to touch it. Belos is just going to use 2 cooldowns to try and keep him at this choke. But Team CC, flat-footed, hesitant here. What are they doing? Look how far the payload's gone. They go into the back window. Team CC. It's been a timid Circuit Royale from them so far. And now they are almost in one-fight territory here. Rock Esports have not had to use a single ult, not had to survive a single ult, and they've got most of the way through third point. Freya Jewel goes off. Bolts will be traded. Both Freyas will live though. Still control of the high ground here, Team CC with their Mei. Dia's trying to take that fight a little bit now. They've actually forced the Lampo. Oh no, the boot! Where are you going, Taejong? He can't. He keeps trying to slide. He can't. Unknown was marking the coast with the Mei. They try and use an overclock to retake the high ground, but Unknown is marking it. Alright, and Team CC's patience maybe works out okay, because that was only a 1-for-1 ult trade. Bellatrix is going to try and turn with a Terror Surge, but everyone gets out with that. Unknown gets the beat off. Now they're going to push with their own Terror Surge. Forces a lot of cooldowns damage as well. Finishes one. Bola was actually eaten during all of that as well. They'll clean this up, but Dia's still trading actually. He's pushing forward. They've got the Orisa stuck in here. Billadeng is going forward, desperate for kills, but he can't do it. Bellatrix is going to eat all the damage. And oh dear, Team CC, they have thrown 4 ultimates into this and they have made a mess of it. Kaneki has the Blizzard for the recontest here, and they need that to find value. Rock Esports, they can window early here. Captive Sun to finish. Taejong's actually pushing the flank as well. Eyes on the top control here, because Kaneki can keep point anchored with the Blizzard here. They're going to try and window. Spin is used. There's a chance of a Blizzard now as well. But the battle on the flank right now. They're coming through. Captive Sun has been popped. Farway is in all sorts of trouble. He's going to get triggered. They've won the high ground control. The Blizzard doesn't even come off from Kaneki. Disaster for Team CC. Billadeng is left standing on point, but he can't do anything. It's going to be a full cap. Late staggers coming out right now for Team CC. They can maybe... one more touch from a Tracer. The Tracer dies. There we go. Over the line. What a disaster hold. First and second point, really just timid. Timid, scared, losing the battle of the angles, not getting enough out of their Mei for Team CC. And then third point, oh my god, we were so scared on third point. Give away half a point for free, don't make use of our ult advantage. Eventually, once we get to the big ult trade, we make a mess of it. I mean, actually, it almost worked out, right? When they got that kill, they got that boop off onto the overclock. It felt like they were just able to trade 1-for-1. But then they make a big old mess of the ult trade afterwards. Unknown's beat to survive for Terror Surge. Maybe they needed it, maybe they didn't. It feels rubbish either way. And yeah, honestly, 1 minute 40 time bank, or 1 minute 41 time bank. It feels like it should have been worse for Team CC, actually. Feels like it should have been worse for him there. Did Kaneki not use ult all game? Definitely didn't use it on third point. Did he use it on second? Use it on first?
那确实，这个让对方降速的选择啊，不管是地图上也好，还是英雄的 DP 上也好，确实有给到对方一些。
Did he use it on first point? I'm trying to think back. Missed it. Used it, but missed it. Yeah, I mean, whichever way you crack it, whichever way you crack it down, it was low value, right? Now they're going to go for a different approach here, Team CC. Obviously, the Orisa mirror was not working. Now they have gone Sigma. So now, a lot of ways to punish the Orisa, right? Now on their wall timings, they can use the Rock to try and force the Forcify, because obviously, remember, Rock cancelled spin. So they can still bully in this front line. They've got Farway on the Alari as well, so it's still going to be a game through front line versus angles. Pineapple trying to take a little bit of space now. Stuffed out for choke. Billadeng, half HP already, has to be careful. It's this Sojin position they need to try and deal with right now. They're trying to walk over there. Billadeng putting pressure on. Taejong's going to take a bolt, slide backwards. More pressure coming through. Healing Pylon is keeping Taejong in this position. Has another slide soon, so he can get out if he needs it. And they are slowly but surely taking space. And they kill Taejong on the way out. Pineapple's found a kill during all of that as well. And this time, they get it done. You saw just the barrage, the peppering of Taejong's position there to force him out. Once they force that second slide, they're ready to catch his exit. And okay, a pretty clean point for Team CC, no ults required. Big Captive Sun advantage, slight window advantage. Options for the snowball here, and look at Team CC, they've walked up so far, Captive Sun as well. Anything? No, it's a miss from far away. Oh, he doesn't find anything with it. They can keep this forward hold for now, keep making it difficult for Rock Esports to take space while the payload continues to move, but a missed opportunity there for far away. Walking up, Benedict taking a decent kite back with his Matrix here, avoided this window damage. Now some ult bled out as well. Now the Flux to turn it. He's got the Baptiste in it. Can they kill the Bap in the air? They kill the Bap before he lands. The lamp keeps everyone else safe, but they are so low with no Baptiste healing now. Velos Rio is going to die on point. They are saving their ults for the retake now, Rock Esports. But Team CC's Snowball is looking very, very good. Just got to avoid any oh my god, they just got to avoid any trades, but Dia! That's for Blizzard as well! Will Kaneki ever get a good Blizzard off? Not if he dies late like this. Oh, and that was the ult they needed for the snowball now. Rock Esports have so much coming back. Even though they have all these ults, Rock Esports, the Blizzard can disrupt it. Where is Kaneki? Oh, he's so slow on the Mei. Run, Kaneki, run. We need this Blizzard. Bilideng's going to play the left-hand side position, but he has to be careful because Bilideng is very committed here. Belos Rio is flying out this Terror Surge, pulls 3 people in. They die. Rock from Bilideng gets the trade, but it's too little too late. Oh, they are going to fall apart. And oh, how different that might have looked with a Blizzard in position. Now Team CC, they still have good ults, but they have to walk up this treacherous slope. Both teams going to regroup, but the double hit scan is going to be deadly on this high ground. D is going to have a bowler for this rotate as well, and a Captive Sun. But Ling's going to clear this Orisa off as best he can right now. They're all swinging. Captive Sun in the back from Lexa looking for it. Does he find anything? Did he get the Mei? Does get the Mei. Only forces an ice block now, and Kaneki wants to chase Lexa. Lexa's on the run out, can get back out to their team, and Belos Rio wasn't so fortunate. Unknown's window is really, really shallow. It's relieved a bit of pressure, but no real threat to Rock Esports. So Belos Rio will continue to hold this position, and look at the HP. Unknown forced into Lexa's line of sight, and this cross is so difficult for him now. They'll be fully reset here. A few late deaths as well. I think someone... Is that Pineapple maybe still stuck in as well? Oh no, it's for Sigma. It's Bilideng stuck in still. Oh wait, it's not just stuck in. Belos Rio is pushing for the kill. Can they get him out of this? Bilideng's trying to live. He can't live. Oh, bad to worse right now. More time off the clock. Team CC have a lot of ults coming back now. They can start early with the Captive Sun. Try and clear people from that high ground. Honestly, if they want, they can even Flux early. Flux early. Try and get a key target. Captive Sun to finish it. You need to use ults to turn this fight. It's such a hard retake. You need to use your ults. And then if you use that Flux and Captive Sun, even if you don't get kills, maybe at least you can get Kaneki in a position to use a good Blizzard. Pineapple's going to start nice and early with this Captive Sun. Gets it, but only onto the front line, I think. Wait, no, a trigger onto the back line as well. Choosing big trouble. Taejong as well, trying to get the trigger there. Can't get the trigger in time. The shield is good though from Bilideng. Far away gets the kill. They're walking forward. Blizzard is out in all of that. They're going to freeze up. Belos Rio is frozen. The shield can't keep him alive, but Dia is trading kills. Taejong as well. Kaneki is still in there. He's 1 HP though. And Dia and Taejong there. They got closer with the ults, but again, the Blizzard only really onto the Orisa. The Captive Sun. Farway was 1 trigger away. If he had gotten that trigger, he maybe turns like 2 kills or something instead. It's for kind of... to make this retake, and I keep telling you it's difficult. It is really difficult. You need to make plays. Bilideng now has the Flux, and they nearly have the window. Shield up from Belos Rio. Trying to poke their way around, taking this Freya battle. No meaningful bolts yet as Pineapple was repelled. Trying to come round this hide. Captive Sun out in response. Now it comes out. Remember, Lamp has been used actually. Unknown's in such big trouble against this Orisa. Now dropping down. Forces the Mei out of position. Belos Rio will be able to take over. Ice Block has been forced. Belos Rio has to be careful not to get traded, but can get the right side of that shield. Another shield up, and actually, wait, how have they done this? Kaneki's killed Lenta underneath, and Farway and Pineapple just find it. They've gone too far. Rock fumble. They had such good position. 3 trade kills out of nothing, and then it's not just trade kills, it's a fight win. It looked like they were in good position, but look at Dia here. All the way from 3rd point, the big flank for this retake. I don't think they know, but Team CC still have good ults. Taejong's going to try and overclock got through here. Busting through this wall, coming through. Dia's flank is going to come into play with the bowler soon, but Bellisru is so low. They need Dia to find some with this. Sejong has come out and he's got one. Here it comes. Flux on the choke. They are all so low. They need their hit scans to trade kills. Dia is pushing in now. Farway turns to deal with that threat. Even trade so far. Billadeng alone on point now. He's outmanned, outgunned. He's going to hit the rock onto Lengtser, but it's a 3v1. Oh, and they're not going to be able to get the touch from this either. Unknown is going for it, but not a possible effort. Oh, they nearly clutched it out there. Dia didn't even get initial value out of that big flank. I mean, it always must be said that even if he doesn't get direct value out of all of that, then if he can at least get even though Dia doesn't get he doesn't light up the kill feed, right, and he doesn't hit the get big bowler value or anything like this, the fact that he is behind is probably causing a lot of chaos in the Team CC side.
像泰囧在这边给自己超频有盾的掩护，那后排这边的话，迪亚的绕后，其实在最后一波起到很关键的作用。
这个盾其实 LC 在这张图确实一直是点盾的啊，这绝对不是说本来是点。
What are we saying? China? First time China?
它本身后排也是打了一个多枪的体系，
没错。
用这个盾。
Would you ever play? Oh, it's just a Mama Hamter message.
奥利加自己的生存可能就更多的用金身。
Oh, we're just having a go now. Come on, Mama Hamter.
就刚才时间到3分半。
You have to be smarter with these. Normally, your rage baits is better. Now you're just being disrespectful.
一波推过去。
就堵门一波过，如果不能一波过，被防守方占了个高台，就这个结果。你那个高低坡就是很难过啊。
就保底来说要卡很久很久，那最后甚至可能推不到点。
就那波4个大的团没打下来，你就是3分半也过不了。
对，没错。好，我们来看一下双方在这张地图精彩回放，稍后回来。
Six of a rage bait can't just raid. Yeah, Preds, I can do it. All right, so Rocky Sports right back in it, 1-1, and. It feels like both maps, when both teams got to, for Team CC, the dive comp felt pretty comfortable for them. And actually, this Circuit Royale felt pretty comfortable for Rock Esports as well. So, you know what this means? Seems we are in a Tennis Theory situation. Yeah, Lengtser didn't leave. He was kicked after a... I'm gonna refrain from... I can't remember the exact details, so I don't want to spread misinformation here. But I guess unsavory is probably at the minimum unsavory. An unsavory interaction with a fan, and then he was kicked. He didn't kill a family. That's in the misinformation territory here.
策略上，包括在节奏上，可能稍有点区别。我觉得从节奏上来看 ，LC 不管是在这张图的通过英雄的 BP， 还是自己临场的选择上，其实做的都是很好的。
其实比利登他刚才的这个西格玛的个人操作，完全没有问题。
He didn't kill 2 families. I think he might have eaten children though. I think that one might be true. Yeah.
就杜绝掉了一个体系的可能性，叫做。 卢肖、巴蒂斯特、拉玛萨、小美，这个体系我们在韩国在
Allegedly,
这是一个比较突进型的体系。
对，格斗加速减速。
那 CC 这边，因为他们自己可能也清楚，我如果做这种伊拉瑞巴蒂对 A 的话，估计不占什么。
Oh, okay. Otter has got us the true facts of it. Yeah. So if anyone does want to know, that's the situation, which is why he was off. Well, off Weibo or whatever they were called at the time.
这张图的各方面来讲的话，确实是 ROC 做的更好一些。
Can I explain where your family went then? I think they might have just left you, Hover. Might have just been coming back, pop into the shop to buy cigarettes situation, never come back.
我觉得 ROC 这边可能相对来说会吃到来自于英雄 BP 上更多的一些限制。刚刚我们可以看到
Who's Billadeng? Mukunda asks in YouTube chat. I do remember YouTube chat exists. Just an upcoming Chinese player. I think probably best known for his Zarya. Even though we didn't see it there, but that's probably his best. He's probably much more of a ground tank player than like Winston or Hazard or stuff like this. He had like a very promising showing back in, was it, I want to say January Pro Chaser. He looked really promising, but then he was on Rock Esports for stage 1, barely played, didn't look that good when he did play. Obviously, he comes in for this important match here against Team CC Rock Esports, winner goes to the Esports World Cup, remember? But that was a pretty underwhelming showing from Billedeng.
对 ，LC 这边就是标准的跟你 A 嘛。
So I don't know. Yeah, so I'm still high on Billedeng, but it doesn't feel like we've actually seen any of it come to pass. Is Uncoachable dropping today? Yes. Once we are done with the Chinese fixtures today, the Chinese playoffs, which will be after this match actually, so maybe not too long to wait. Give me a bit of time to do like the YouTube admin and the Spotify get uploaded, but it will be coming out on YouTube and Spotify with Psycho.
双前排去压制一下对方的位置，拉侧翼。
不过说到卢西奥裂空啊，两个队好像还没有特别真正的硬碰卢西奥裂空，是吧
？A few people still high on Billedeng.
感觉还是弗雷亚的压制力更强，打出来了弗雷亚的效果。那第二张图
更多是这个 C 位博弈。
哎，对。
新节目的法老执行员是啥
？Yes, Panda. I'll upload it afterwards, or I can make. Should I try and upload it now? This is going to be alright. Everyone, get ready to lag. Hold on to something. Hold on to someone near and dear. Let's see if I can upload a video while locally recording and streaming. Oh, you're asking for thumbnails? Let's do the test anyway. We can certainly do Preds as well as we go on to Surabasa. Alright, Preds are open. This is obviously going to be Team CC's pick. And this will be Weibo Gaming versus Milk Tea. Alright, I'm uploading in 3, 2, 1. Shout if you lag. And we can... no, I can always just wait until after the thing. Ban's coming in as well. Brig ban on the side of CC. Rock Esports going to ban Freya.
就很明确了，主辅的话，一般来说是卢笑加上布里奇塔的一个英雄池嘛。那
I shouldn't have asked you guys because now you guys are just trolling me. Just trolling me.
哦，他们打算用卡西迪这套，他们其实打的很多，
那就好理解了。是。他是掐准了 CC 选这个图是想打放狗冲的。
哎 ，OK， 那我接嘛。
You guys are all writing F for fine, right? F means fine. Just like my family, he left the stream.
那自己这边的话，这套卡组合其实很好去接这套阵容。
一边切一边突，两边都是带裂空的。
没错。
CC 是用毛加来突进啊，
是毛加的话。
All right, the game's starting. So I'm so close to believing you guys. I'm so close to believing you guys. I'm just gonna cast the game though. Somebody saw Mauga. Shiba has given the game away. The Mauga was the giveaway. Nice try, guys. Nice try. You honestly, I was this close. I was this close to believing you. Mauga out from Gaga here as we continue the ground tank matchup here. Gonna be Bap on the side of Rock Esports, but Gaga, the death of Mauga, it's not been exaggerated. Still losing. I mean, this first point is so long and open and just shooty. It's really hard for the Mauga to force point because he's just exposed to everything. Then after that cardiac overdrive timing, he's just vulnerable. Rock Esports are going to push forward a little bit after this as well. You get a bit more volume for you. Gaga's wait! The death of Mauga has been greatly exaggerated. What if the Mauga just runs back in and kills 2 people? Disaster for Rock Esports. Absolute disaster for him here. Do all the hard work, play a good neutral, exploit some of the downsides of Mauga on this type of point. Then just feed. Good news for Rock though is they do have a lot of their ults coming up slightly quicker for this retake, so they can start forcing point with Window, and Team CC will be forced to choose. Do they disengage for Window, or do they try and stomp through it? The choice will be Gaga's. Eyes on him as he goes for this one. Window is going to be used to force for point, and Team CC, they choose patience. Kaneki's going to try and get a bit of an angle, but that's been marked out. The flip goes for Way of Rock. Team CC are going to wait for their Kitsune rush instead, so it is a game of patience as they top up Pineapple right now. Lengsa has the beat as the Tracer comes in the back. Doesn't find all that much. Kitsune rush will come out, pushing forward right now, but Gargo's still deleted. Taejong's pulse. Beat comes through. Suzu there as well. Double support up for Team CC and the overclock, but the high note minimizes the value. Pineapple just an Orisa to try and kill, but a lamp on the Terror Surge keeps Bellisria alive through all of it. And Rock Esports good for it again. Remember, they flipped point at the start of that. And Team CC, the Mauga is just dead.
而且关键是这技能亏的，这波大招这教了很多，虽然 ROC 也都教了吧，但是
big use for Rock Esports and all of that. They did have to burn everything. Confirms on the point, and Team CC, well, they actually still don't have the cage yet. Honestly, the Mauga, even like before any of the patch changes or anything like that, the Mauga was feeling like it was falling out of the meta compared to Ram, compared to Orisa, stuff like this. But doesn't feel like the patch. I mean, doesn't feel like the patch has really changed anything. Obviously, there was a slight buff for Mauga, but very minimal in terms of all of this. Now trying to peek onto point. Gaga still needs 20% for this ult as well, so it's going to be a neutral for a little bit first as Taejong marks for Tracer out the back. Now Rock Esports going to take a little bit of space on point, and the onus is on Team CC. Gaga has barely claimed Eddie. He stomps in now. Suzu to keep him alive. Defensive lamp onto Dia, trying to deal with this Tracer. Tracer in his face. Recall has been forced. Good dink there, confirms the kill. Sets it up for Bellisria, and now they can repush, but Gaga nearly has the cage. The window is out. Gaga's going to have no chance to use this cage. And I guess it's a bad time to be Samoan.
因为毛家他只有那点黄甲，是你奥丽莎打毛家多少伤害，冲多少能，但毛家反过来打奥丽莎，毛家是真冲不到能。
Now as well, this cage has taken so long, and because they've lost the fight, they've actually got a lot of good answers here, Rock Esports. The Terror Surge gives Bellisria great survivability. Lengsa even nearly has a beat to mirror that one out, and even Dia high nooning in the back can make the cage a bit of a scary ult to go for now. So cage not the ult it used to be in the fight before. Lots of better answers now for Rock Esports. Team CC are going to just try and start the fight with a bit of a point force, get a bit of an angle to clear this. Orisa spin has been forced out, looking for their timing. In goes Gaga. Look, no cage just yet. They've lost Pineapple on the way through. The beat comes through now. High noon in the back. It's forced him to de-peek. The cage comes out, but the Terror Surge. Bellisria is just going to get in the cage out of respect. Dia is killed for Tracer behind. The Pulse Bomb comes in. Gaga can't run away from that one. And Dia is good for all the cleanup here. And that's going to be a clean second point for Rock Esports as well. And it's maybe a recontest if they really go fast. Yeah, Gargoyle's going to go bull, potentially. Okay, they're going to go for it, actually, maybe. They're going to try and get the touch. Gargoyle's going to cut. They've got Kitsune Rush. But as long as Lengsa gets this beat off successfully, Rock Esports should be able to get the second support ult, and they should be in a good position here. Gaga doesn't even get the touch. So, none of that comes to pass. And now Gaga probably going to take a quick reset. They do kill Chi late, but it's not going to be that consequential. They'll pick up Chi from spawn here, Rock Esports, and can go across the map over to point E. It is obviously Team CC's side of the map, so they can set up, and Gargoyle's just going to stick for ball here, actually. Kitsune Rush and Beat will most likely even counter each other out. Gonna be maybe Pineapple. If I'm Team CC here, I maybe want to go early with Overclock, actually. Try and force this beat early if I can. Slam comes through, and why force a beat early when you just kill people? Kaneki's gonna come on Gargar's timing there, and the Slam gets the job done, but Gargar dies on the way out. Rock Esports, they're down their Baptiste, but they can maybe contest this point if they really want here. It's a little bit scary, but no, they're gonna go for it. Taejong's gonna get the first touch here. Kitsune rush from far away to try and force it. Bellisria, though, he can just kite this one out. There's not even too many people shooting at him. He gets back around the corner. This has bought time for Gaga to respawn. Now a window from Chu in response. No ults just yet from Team CC. They have the overclock if they want to go. Here comes Pineapple now on the flank. The beat, though, is good from Lengsa. Catches everyone. Pineapple will slide back. Full pocket, but there's a pulse bomb as well. Overclock shut down. Kaneki is... Did he DC? Hands off keyboard moment for Kaneki there as he just accepts his fate. And Team CC seem all at sea. playing this version of the composition. They come back with mines and beat though, so good ults to push with. Really, if I'm Team CC, my ball, my tracer, we need to put this BAP and Cass under pressure. They need to get punished. They should be the squishy heroes, especially of it. Now the mines come through. Oh, and Chu dead as a result of that slam. The high noon is just going to be used, well, for a whole lot of nothing, just pivoting back to point. Rock Esports can get bled out now. Belosria still has the Terror Surge, but difficult to connect onto a meaningful target with Team CC's comp. They're just going to try and take angles now and clear Belosria off. Rock Esports won't be completely upset if they just lose slow. Pulse Bomb now onto the Orisa. Terror Surge comes out, beat in response. Belosria's going to die for it, but honestly, that trade's just good. Unknown. I mean, we shouldn't have to beat every Terror Surge. D is going to get a late trade, actually. The slam comes through. The fight's not over yet. Lamp has been forced as they keep pushing for kills. Chu is in a lot of danger. They will clean it up in the end here, but having to beat every Terror Surge, really rough for the ult economy here. We talk so often about the Kiri Lucio into Anna Brig, in terms of these are the key push ultimates. The same is true into Baptiste, right? The BAP and Cash should be so killable on these Kitsune Russian beat timings. But if we are having to beat defensively just for a Terror Surge or something, we never get to beat push. You look at the best teams in the world, successful beat pushes. Pineapple has gone onto the Venture now as well as they go all in on the dive. Slam and Suzu comes through as they commit to that. There's going to be a Venture on Burrow as well, and Chu is in all sorts of trouble. Forced back in, opens the door. Kaneki and Pineapple, positive trade for them. They are still flying in. Taechong ends up taking himself down with his Pulse Bomb. Rolled into there, but the dive is good. And this is a little bit more what you want to see. You see how Kitsune Rush comes through there. Team CC, initial slam, they force the lamp. Kitsune Rush over the top. They keep committing to the dive. And all of a sudden, Chu's life just becomes impossible. Now another slam on the rotation here. Looking for it. Pulse Bomb is out as well. Lengths is going to die to that one. The lamp doesn't save him at all. And all of a sudden, the ball turnaround is starting to look possible. Belosria will get himself onto point. But no choice but to die here. And Team CC, the swap seems good. Just an all-in dive comp now, Team CC. Chu has the window. I'd really consider swapping if I was Chu. Just go Kiri or something. Just something a bit more survivable in these situations. Nexa has the beat for this next dive, though, so in theory, they have the insurance policy here. Gargo's going to set up early, looking for a slam through. He's going to drop the mines here, gets the slam, catches him up. Lamp, not used by Chu yet, he milks it, then the beat comes off. Great work from the backline of Rock Esports. They played that so well. They didn't use anything a second before they had to. They still lose Chu, as is the nature of playing Baptiste into these competitions. But they get a lot of value out in these cooldowns. Gargo is just going to have to play his life. And they'll get first flip as a result, Rock. Chu still has window. Starting on point. Decision now where Rock want to hold with their backline. They're just back in main right now, just trying to use distance as a protective force. But Team CC, they've taken the high ground. It's going to be a rotation for Rock Esports. Gargo's going to try and slam the rotation. Chu is in the air, has the lamp to get himself out of that one. Drops the window as well. The lamp is still up. They are all so low. Shield thrown out just to try and help the backline, but the backline lives. How on earth did Chu survive that? How on earth did Chu survive that? Booped up in front of everyone, and no one can find the finishing blow. Hell of a survive from Chu. And now, all of a sudden, one fight away from taking the lead in the series for the first time, Rock Esports. Beat, push available. Kitsune Rush not far behind from Team CC. It should be a really difficult situation for Rock Esports backline to live, but early pressure on this Lucio could cause problems. Pulse Bomb thrown out is wide from Taejong. Chu has had his lamp forced already. Pineapple will get traded here. Cass effective into the Venture, but here's the beat over top. And that should finish the job. They actually used both support ults, though, actually. It's not over yet. Belosria and Taejong are still battling around. They found a trade. Slam comes through. There's still a bit of people here. Mines and Pulse Bomb used to try and get that kill. And oh, now Team CC have had to spend everything for this, haven't they? They've had to spend everything, and they can't afford to lose a fight now on this point. It's all on this Tectonic Shock, but if Lexa can get this beat off, the Tectonic Shock is going to be so hard to confirm a kill with. Kaneki harassing early, Unburrow comes through, flashbang used, Dia forced back. The slam comes in as well, Lamp has been forced, they push for the kill for Tectonic Shock, it gets two! It's huge, Lexi's not in a position to beat it! And they will bleed this out, they can maybe even get a late kill here onto it. Huge! Huge for Team CC as they cling onto this map. Remember, this was CC's map pick as well. They've got no ults, they are setting up early. If Lengtser gets the beat off, Rock should be fine to survive the onslaught. Slam comes through, doesn't find all that much of anything. Pineapple's going to be forced to burrow as well. Javelin as well on the Susie. Lengtser's just dropped the beat, but they need kills with this beat. Yeah, they chase down Pineapple, and that's 1 kill. CC can play for a later recontest in all of this. Playing for it, early pressure onto Farway, he's awfully low, has to be careful. Gaga goes for a slam, traded by Bellasria now. Lamp has been forced out, and that might just be it. In the end, the beat is the insurance policy that Rock Esports need. They drop the high noon to make any touch impossible or fatal. And Rock Esports hold on to the versus the ball swap. Certainly harder though. Certainly harder for him. Bit surprised they didn't start on some version of that comp instead. For Malga was not it. I think we can all agree. The Malga was not it. But the ball certainly caused them a lot more problems. Is this game important? Yes. So winner goes to the Esports World Cup, already qualifies. Seeding will be determined by the rest of the bracket. Loser isn't out of it because we're in upper bracket. They have to go through the lower bracket though. So if I drop a little refresh on this, we can see Milk Tea already losing to Weibo earlier, or playing up against Little Sheep, and the loser of this game has to play zones. In reality, whoever loses this game should still be favourite to crush the lower bracket. Remember, it's top 3 go through to the Esports World Cup, so Weibo already in, the winner of this game also in, and then it's whoever reaches the lower bracket final from the lower bracket who will also get the 3rd spot. So, important game, but CC and Rock should still feel heavy favourites to qualify for the Esports World Cup. But always nicer to do it on day 1 and have to go through a scary lower bracket over the next couple of days.
我觉得其实如果要冲的话，也可以再冲冲看，但是要提防对面再拿这套街去打你。
是的，那么我们先来看一下这张地图的精彩回放啊。
So we were talking about Tennis Fury as the map versus 2 maps were traded, but now losing their own map pick puts CC on the back foot in this series. They had map pick advantage coming in because they won the regular season. They had a higher regular season finish after beating Rock back then. But now it means as we go through the series, it is map pick advantage for Rock Esports. Out of the 3 remaining maps, if we need all 3 of them, it's going to be... next one is going to be picked by Team CC, and then everything after that is going to be the choice of Rock. So CC now. I'm surprised we didn't see a more dive-friendly map. I mean, Suravas is not bad for the ball comp, but obviously they didn't start it. I'm surprised we didn't just go to, like, hybrid or something that really just allows them to play or force more of that, more of like the matchup or something we saw. Sort of have such success with on Ilios. This is the last game of the day today. Or when they hit this Tectonic Shock and caught them early, I thought there was a chance, you know. I thought there was a chance. But honestly, they needed to Ajax Lengtser. It was kind of their only play. Will I stream anything next week? Let me remember. Yeah, I'm doing a sponsored stream on Wednesday, where we just hang out a bit, playing this new game. Then let me get my calendar up. Was there something? I think maybe is there Face It playoffs next week? Maybe I'll do. Maybe on Saturday and Sunday I'll do Face It playoffs next week.
那在技能差距如此大情况之下，其实确实很难踩出电力优势。而当 ROC 这边有营帐，
and then the week after that we've got OWCS promotion relegation, and then the week after that is the last chance qualifier. Not TF2. It's no, not going to be watching the South American games. Undesirables miss Face It playoffs. No. No luck. When's the Esports World Cup? It's let me get the graphic up for you, but it's the end of July if I remember right. They have like a pretty good graphic on the Overwatch League website, which is helpful for it. Here we go. So this is where we are right now. Playoffs for EMEA and North America on Saturday and Sunday. Promotion and relegation 2 weeks after that. Last chance qualifier 1 week after promotion relegation. Then all the way at the end of July, the actual major itself.
是非常难的。
是的，还是 ROC 这边的后半线打。
I don't know if I watch Saudi League.
真的要夸一下，不愧是
Need to find out what's going on with it.
老选手的厚重。
Because I think Psycho was saying he was meant to be flying out soon, but we'll see what happens.
哎，这个数据也很明显，因为 CC 一直是扑的，
对，
所以他无论是治疗量还是伤害量肯定都低。
No, relegation promotion is purely for OWCS. So what this game will be the 2 bottom teams from OWCS. So you know your Dip versus Gorillas and your Frosttails versus the top 2 teams from Face It Masters. This is for EMEA and North America. Yeah, the winner of that bracket gets to play in stage 3 of OWCS.
是的，那就只能说 ROC 这张图接的真是好。
Yeah, Esports World Cup is basically the major finals. It's the same as for Hangzhou in terms of its place in the OWCS calendar, except there's more teams at the Esports World Cup this time, so there's 16 teams, so we'll see more regions. Yeah, Vision I think are on pretty good. I can give a table up. But if I remember right, I think it's Vision and Arius who are most likely to get out of the Face It playoff. Face It League, South America, OWCS, NA, EMEA. There we go. Yeah, so look at the table. Vision are 14-0. Arius are 13-1. Yeah, seems like they're the 2 strongest. Obviously, Face It are going to have their own playoffs and stuff, so this order can change. Wait, SRP check is neck and neck, isn't it? Oh, that's fucking tight for Cloudy and the boys. Shit. Can they even do it? Have they only got 1 game left? Are they cooked? Because if they win this, they'll go 8-7, and Dreamlight will be 8-7, but Dreamlight just have better map difference. P-Check versus Dreamlight is tonight. Shit. Who's on the Dreamlight team? Okay, I recognize the backline. I think Centralapan rings a bell as well. But they need other results to go their way as well. But yeah, I think big picture, very much expect Vision to just be stomping Face It Masters. If you wanna know how good some people think Vision Esports are, get ready to watch Uncoachable when it's out later today, because Psycho has a pretty interesting take on just how good they are. Bullsunk is streaming it tonight if you want to watch that. Okay, lovely. Something tells me the funny Ryan team isn't going to be an OWCS this stage. It's looking hard, isn't it? Thank you, Red Redo, for the tier 1. Welcome. I mean, surely Vision Esports will be okay in promotion relegation this time. Surely. Come on. Violet wouldn't drop the ball, would he? Meanwhile, we should lock in, because we're at match point for Rock Esports. We're in best of 5 here, so we're going to Runa Sappi, the choice of Team CC, their final gambit. They have banned the Orisa, and they're going to try and play the bloody Malga again. But with no Orisa, it might feel a bit easier. Going to be Tracer on both sides as well. Expect to see a lot of Tracing this weekend in every region. Rock Esports going to try and swing out point side first as Pineapple goes deep for this. The damage onto Chu as well finished off. Easy kill. Farway has lamped in the back, but both Baptistes have died. Limited healing. It's just a scrap now. Last person standing. Tracer's going to be so deadly in this, and Kaneki's on low HP here. Taejong looking for the takeover. Nails that one. And a good recovery from Rock after losing their BAP so quickly. They'll get the late kill onto Pineapple as well, and they can keep rolling this cart forward. Slow dive is the Vision hit scan. 16% cage charge. It's rough. Okay, no ults really to speak of, because normally it's Windows that charge fastest, but both BAPs were dead before you knew it. Gaga now going to stop the car at the corner. Belisria will mirror that position. And both teams will slow this down a little bit. Taejong does have a flank though, trying to force an early lamp out or something. Trades his recall but doesn't get any cooldowns out in response. Now Pineapple swings with it. Stomp comes in. They force it, but Belisria with a good trade. She was on life support after that lamp, but they have to rotate into a deadly area. Gaga's killed too though. The backline is dead. It's not going to make a difference. And this is volatile. These Lucio backlines are having a hard time living versus the Ram, versus the Malga, versus anything. Versus the Tracer, probably biggest of all. But the trades end up going Rock's way. They'll capture the first checkpoint, and they have a few more Rocks. Look at these window charges. These poor Baptistes. These poor Baptistes. Kaneki going to meet up here with Taejong on the side. Pineapple's going to play the high ground, and Team CC going to stabilize at the choke. But they have to be careful here because all of the ults are up a little bit quicker from Rockets. A high noon swing as well forces the DP. Can they find any kills? They're pushing this Lucio. Pulse bomb is out, but the lamp is good. Kaneki dies to that one. Player advantage. Dotu player advantage. They get Dia into that wide position, and he capitalizes. Dink onto Pineapple forces him back as well. And Rocky Sports in cruise control here. Pulse bomb available. Taejong goes out, sticks it too, forces a lamp out early. Payload's still quite far back, so Rocky Sports going to slow it down now. Look for their next ult timing. They're finally going to have this window. They're going to have B Annihilation as well, and the cage is still too far away, so Rocky Sports still have ult advantage to snowball with, and Belisria, he can go through it if he wants to. If they try and TP, Chewer's going to window back later lamps so they can hard peek it. The windows will... Well, I was going to say they cancel each other out, but Gaga has died to this. Disaster. Now they can push forward for free. The slow is going to catch everyone. So much damage here. Pocket is good, but Belisria is going to keep going. He's forced for lamp. He has the Annihilation. Taejong's going to get all the kills. Annihilation pop to finish the job. Rock Esports. Foot on the throats right now of Team CC. They stopped Dia getting traded as well. Lexa was traded, but obviously is the fastest back. They have beaten High Noon for this next push, but finally Garga's going to have this cage. They're slowing it down a little bit, Rock. They're going to pick up Lexa before really committing to the fight. Taejong just marking top left to try and neutralize the Tracer position. Team CC, they need something to start going their way. Wouldn't even be surprised if they swap the Malga after this cage, honestly. He's been having such a hard time. But with the cage, they should have ult advantage in this next fight, but they have to nail this. They don't have a lot more meters to give. They have to start clawing the way back into this. Taejong on the high ground, 11% away from this pulse. Force out, and Lexa's got a kill on Kaneki out of anything. Okay. Chance for Rock Esports now. They're going to get Dia onto the high ground with this High Noon. The chase from Pineapple was on. The overclock is out, but the beat keeps them all safe. Unknown has a much later beat, and they've caged him up on this high ground. Who have they got in the cage? Who have they got in the cage? No one in the cage. Garga's going to kill Lexa eventually. Unknown still has the beat, but it's an ugly scrap. Belisria is doing his best KSA impression. He is standing firmly on point, trying to fight this Tracer, but here's Gaga. He's back to save his boy from this, and Belisria will get finished off. Messy there, but Team CC, the cage just about does enough as they intercept the rotation coastal to the high ground. And Unknown didn't actually use beat, so advantage in terms of ults now for CC. They've still got 5 minutes. They've got time to work with, but they need to start chaining a few fights together. Shield up from Belisria, trying to poke out this Malga. Window comes out, but the shield is still up from Belisria, so we can DP quite easily. Form has been forced as well. Maybe they can go aggressive now while Belisria is low on cooldowns. Form is about to fade. Chance for Gaga to go. He's going to go for the flank, though. High Noon is out. Pulse Bomb is there. Lamp is there. They are so low underneath this lamp, though, but the High Noon's still held. Pineapple finds the kill. Beat over top to keep going from Unknown. Finishes the job. Belisria is going to try and get a desperate trade with this form, or at least just die on point. Die on point he will do. Team CC convert the ult advantage, and they finally get their first meters on the board. Annihilation coming back from Belisria, and Team CC are out of ultimate, so they have to... Two choices. Either play it slow, try and farm rails for Pineapple, maybe he gets overclocked, maybe he finds you a pick, something like that, disengage the Annihilation if they commit, or you just double down, go aggressive, send your Malga in. They're going with a flank right now, but Taejong has eyes on this position. We'll be marking the trace from Lucio, keeping Rock Esports in control of the corner. Dia's going to come try and get involved in that flank there, but Garga's close as well. Here comes the Tracer through. Nice dink from far away, forces an immediate recall. So no progress for Rock right now. They're still battling away inside. Team CC won't mind this because they were behind on ultimates. Nearly got an overclock now for Pineapple. They can try and force some of these ults out of the back foot. Recall has been forced. Charge goes in from Gaga. They're going to try and make space for Pineapple. He slides into the backline. He hits for Sean Tadia. He hits a second. He's off the edge. Pineapple free if you include himself. And now Bellaria can't use the Annihilation. Lenza didn't get it. Huge play from Pineapple. And that's going to be checkpoint for CC. Opening a chance back into it. Rock Esports still have a lot of ults coming back, but they missed their chance to use it there. Now Garga's going to have the cage, and even with Annihilation and Beat, that's a lot of survivability, but a cage and a window damage to try and finish the kills, that's not straightforward even with these ults from Rock Esports to survive. They're going to slow it down again. Team CC still need to wait for Pineapple to get back in the fight, remember. Kaneki's going to swap over to the left-hand side. Does have a pulse bomb opportunity, but everyone's on high ground, so he doesn't really have anyone to pulse bomb right now. Rock Esports are trying to take this side fight, push all the way from the high ground to the low ground, but they have to be careful because Gaga can cage him if they come too close. Gaga thinks the same. He's actually chasing him. He's got the cage onto it. Beat comes out from Lenza, catches everyone. Unknown still needs 10%. Pulse bomb over the top. They kill Chu. Both supports are going to fall. No Baptiste. Bellaria Annihilation stuck in the corner, but Gaga's got him on the back foot. They're getting kills on the low ground as well. Unknown has the beat if they need it, but Bellaria, he simply can't win against the Malga. Gonna run for the Mega now. The trades will limit the progress a little bit from CC, but the ult trade is perfect for them. They are right back in this. Window available. Beat advantage for CC. Unknown just... Oh no, don't crash now. No! Come on, clean feed. Come on, clean feed. No! Wait, it's back, it's back. Come on! Boost! Boost! Not right now. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Loading, loading, loading. Fuck! Come back! Fuck! Hold on, I'm getting the other thing up. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh wait, OBS dies as well? Can you still hear me, YouTube? Oh, we're back. YouTube, can you hear me? Oh, fuck, it's all dead. No. Not like this. YouTube is good. All right, let me try and get the stream for you back up on YouTube then. Hold on, hold on. Oh. Fuck. Billy, Billy. Oh. Where am I going? Where am I going? Billy, Billy. Load, load, load. Load, load, load. Load, load, load. Fuck. Load? Is it down for anyone else, or is it just me? Oh, maybe it's just slow. On air now. Go. Is it over? It's so slow. I feel like it's not my internet, though, because the YouTube stream has stayed fine. Just me? What is it then? Because has the YouTube stream been fine? As in, like, YouTube stream's not, like, been laggy or anything like this? Ah. Over? Fuck. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. My OBS still refuses to let me reconnect to Twitch. It's always Billy Billy I have issues with. It's not a speed problem, because it's just Billy. There's something about, like, I guess my ISB and Billy that just causes problems. Yeah, YouTube has been perfect. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think it's a speed issue. Because if it was a speed issue, YouTube would have experienced some kind of lag or some kind of, you know, whatever. But it was OBS was the only thing complaining. Yeah. So, I don't know. For whatever reason, my connection to Billy just seems dodgy. Or really inconsistent. But I don't know. You have some add-ons that break it? I mean, I have a multi-streaming add-on. Am I back on Twitch? I don't think I am. I mean, my OBS says I'm not connected on Twitch. Let's see. Stream. Let's see. I am? Hold on. My Twitch... Oh, fuck me. What's happening? My Twitch is also being a little bit buggy now. Twitch is back. Yeah, if I show you... Like, if I show you my OBS... my OBS insists we're not connected. Yeah, like, OBS is saying we're not connected. I was for a second. Yeah, but problem is... When I've had this problem with OBS before, the only way to fix it is to restart OBS. But if I restart OBS, obviously YouTube goes down as well. So we go from just having one stream to having no streams. So yeah, I mean, honestly, if anyone has a fix, because it's just like OBS disconnects and then it just says I can't reconnect. Like, if I show you, can I... Wait, if I just do... you'll get, like, an infinite thing. Where's my screen share? Like, if I show you this... Like, this is what my OBS says right now, you know? Like, just that we're not streaming, we're not connected. Normally there's information here. Yeah, the game's over, Forside. But I don't know if there's a way to fix this. So, I don't know. I guess that's just the end of a stream, really. Which is annoying that we missed the end of it. Am I back again? I mean, yeah. Like, who knows what my Twitch is doing, but the only way to fix my Twitch is to restart it. And if the games are done, then the games are done. Gaga died 99 to Cage. Fuck. I think it's a common bug with a multi-stream add-on. Yeah, I mean, this happened, like, very rarely before, but not very often. But I don't know if there's... I don't know if there's anything that's causing it in particular, or if it's just... It just happens, you know? It's just a randomly occurring bug, and we just have to sort of run the gauntlet. But obviously, it's pretty rubbish for all the, for the viewers. Pretty at least here though.
LCA 这边更多的是一个保迪亚的体系，可以看到坦克位以及辅助位更多都是围绕着这个卡西迪去做事情。那泰囧在没有吃到额外资源的一个情况之下，自己单走能做这么多的事，所以真的是很厉害的一件事。
真的能靠自己。其实今天这场就是。
All right, so I guess that's just the end of the stream. Sorry, that's like a really anticlimactic end now. But let me show you. I can show you what we're working with. Show you what we're working with. That's our top two teams confirmed. Rock Esports secure their spots at the Esports World Cup. Team CC are going to fight again tomorrow against Zones in the lower bracket, as well as Milk Tea getting another shot at Little Sheep. They'll battle that out. We'll also get the upper bracket final, where Rock will be another team who will attempt to take a map of Weibo, who are really looking for a golden stage here in China, as they are still without a map loss. So we'll be back for that tomorrow. I'll try and look into a little bit into the issues, see if I can like Google the bug or find that. Uncoachable will be coming out after this as well. Give it like an hour or so. But because I just need to get it up on Spotify as well. But it will be up there. So go check that out as well. And I'll see you all tomorrow for hopefully a smoother finish, eh? Hopefully a smoother finish. All right. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next time.